Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? I think we have a real good show tonight. Real good show. Yeah, in the comment section of my last show, I had a few guys from South Africa say they want to chime in. Hopefully they'll come in live. Y'all come in, like, comment. Let me know y'all can hear me. Give me ones in the comment if y'all can hear me, comment section. But yeah, hopefully you have some people coming from South Africa. We're gonna talk South Africa tonight. We're gonna talk about the infrastructure. Let's talk about business, real estate, women, nightlife, local friends, the Nigeria, South Africa tension, talk about everything, real estate, business, women, nightlife, everything. We will talk about everything tonight. And anybody who ever been to South Africa, I want y'all to join in live. Anybody who ever been to South Africa, anybody who ever loved South Africa, anybody who visits there frequently, join in. Yeah, man. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Put a one in the comments if you can hear me. Put a one in the comments if you can hear me. Yeah. So yeah, tonight I just want to focus on South Africa because that's my other love in Africa besides Kenya. Everybody already know I love Kenya. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know. Can you hear me good? All right, cool. What's up? What's up, Lil? What's up? Good you can hear me. One. All right. That's what's up. Yeah, man. Everybody know I love Kenya. I say it all the time. But I don't want people to forget either. I love South Africa. I love South Africa. It's my man. I'm eventually gonna buy a property in South Africa too. I love it out there. What's up, Lil? You can hear me? Cool, cool, cool. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, like I say, I got the link in the description. Anybody who ever been to South Africa, who wants to visit, wants information, wants to join the live, you're more than welcome. So I'm gonna tell y'all. So last year was my first year going to South Africa. Last year, my first year going. So last year I did South Africa, I did Kenya, and I did Tanzania. And my first impression when I landed in Johannesburg, I was like, man, Johannesburg looks like a up north city in America. Like when you get off the airport, you're leaving the airport. I appreciate everybody can hear me. Appreciate that. When you get off the airport in Johannesburg and start going towards your Airbnb, probably in Sandton or Rosebank, it looks like an up north city. It looked like a up north city. I mean, as far as like the trees and just the nice cars everywhere, you think you're in the U.S. Like the dudes who like to travel and still love the luxuries of America in Africa is nowhere like South Africa. I love Kenya. I love Kenya. Don't get me wrong, but South Africa, the luxury level is a whole lot higher. It's a whole lot higher. Just on like the infrastructure and just the amenities. It's like super cheap apartments to rent on Airbnb too. So it's super nice. You're gonna feel just like in US. I remember I checked in. I went to Santon first. When I first went to Santon in my hotel, I'm like, man, the price I paid for it in DC or New York, you'd probably pay easily $200. It was like $40, $50 a night. It was so cheap. The gyms are world class, and your first impression when you come there, just everything looks like a regular Western city, man. Everything's like a regular. What happened to your lawyer in Kenya or America? Make sure an investment is probably people legit. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. On my lawyer, yeah, I got a Kenyan lawyer, you know what I'm saying? And my Kenyan lawyer came through a trusted Kenyan friend, you know what I'm saying? But just we'll talk about that later. Just hit me up on my Instagram, GMT underscore travel life, and I'll talk about with you about that, about Kenya, you know what I'm saying? But now we're gonna try to keep on South Africa. But yeah, I got a real good lawyer out there, you know what I'm saying? I got a real good lawyer that I recommended, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, but in South Africa is really reasonable. See, I've been to Brazil, but I haven't been there like recently, so I can't really tell you the difference. But South Africa, it has probably like it's one of the cheaper places like to rent an Airbnb and like get an apartment. It's really and it's like really nice. If you're in Santon and Rose Bay, pretty much everything is nice, bro. Everything is nice and everything, everything. So when I first got to Joburg, I stayed in Santon. And Santon is more like the business area. People tell you to stay in Santon because you people stay in Santon because that's like the more like the nice area. But me, I prefer Rosebank. But I'm gonna answer y'all questions first before I go on my stuff. What you say was say for Durban or Joburg? That's a really good question. Really good question. Let me think on that. And I would say overall, Johannesburg and Durban. I think Durban looks say it looks safer on a surface layer, but I feel like it can happen anywhere in Durban, but it looks safer. Johannesburg is more like an American city, like it's more like segregated. Most of the bad stuff that I've seen happen was in the CBD area. All the first-hand stories we heard of anybody getting robbed because it's walking down a back alley, or some strip clubs are mafia owned. So if you try to Uber and don't taxi, they're going to rob you 100% of the time. So it's like once you know the certain rules of Joburg and like Soweto, they say don't go by yourself. But if you go with somebody, it's the coolest place on the planet. Rosebank, I walked all night by myself. At nighttime, I wouldn't recommend walking around in Santon because it's like a business. Like everything's far away. You need an Uber. So I would say uh, Joburg is safer in certain areas. In certain areas, so certain areas of Joburg is safer. Certain areas of Joburg, the bad areas in Joburg are really bad. In the townships, you don't even go to that's their hoods on the outskirts. You don't go to the townships that you know. If you gotta have make a friend or a guy goes to the township. So I feel like Durban all around is more dangerous, but it looks prettier. But Joburg is dangerous part of Joburg is the most dangerous thing I've seen in South Africa. The dangerous part, but the nice part of Joburg is super nice. Rosebank is super safe, super nice. You just Rosebank, you have no problem. I nighttime walked around, no issues. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say. The female South Africa and also is a good ball for investment probably. Yeah. I was before I got my apartment in Nairobi, I was going back and forth. Did I want to invest in Joburg or not? 'Cause I like cities. I don't like beach areas are cool, but if you actually live in somewhere, when we start saying like 3 4 months, them boring beach areas, they just not for me. For me, we all got things we like. So I like cities. I like Nairobi and I like Johannesburg. So I looked into it, and yeah, and when thing about South Africa, I put half down pretty much. But after you put half down, your payments are like really low for 10 years. So say for a $50,000 place, you got to put down 25,000, and you pay 300 for like 10 years. My homeboy just bought one out there. My homeboy loves South Africa. He just bought one out there, so that's how I know. So yeah, so it's cool, man. Ballpark was a good investment. Yeah, you get a one bedroom for $50,000. One bedroom for 50, 55. Two bedroom like 60, 60, 60 something. You know what I'm saying? So you get you a one bedroom for maybe the low fifties. You can get a two bedroom for like the high fifties. So that'd be a good investment. You just gotta find the right area. I got a few partners that can ask them the best areas because of course everybody like Rosebank and Sanson, but they have a few neighborhoods. I've got the names of them that are like in like good neighborhoods. So pretty much in Joburg, when you're north, like mostly everything north is really really nice. Like when you like the CBD is most the south, and when you say in the CBD, it looks like it's like the like old city. It looks rough in CBD. But you start going north, you hit Rosebank first, you hit Santon, and then it's the start of M. I can't think of the name. It's another subdivision. It looks so nice up there, bro. So it's like they got little subdivision. You got to know you're at, and you're on the right side of town. But most of the north area is really nice in Joburg. You know what I'm saying? The south, it looks like Baltimore. It gets tricky and serious real quick in South Africa. They don't play around. So I haven't been to South Africa, Cape Town. I only went to Joburg and Durban. But next year, I'm going to add Cape Town to my list just to knock it out. Just so I've been there because everybody tells me it's beautiful. The reason I didn't really want to go to Cape Town because I knew that's what like so. Joburg just has everybody. A lot of the wealthy people live there. Durban, that's Zululand. That's like their territory. Cape Town, that's where more like it's a lot of white people there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of white people, and they're from there. So when you run into white people in Kenya, they're more friendly because they're not Kenyan. You know what I'm saying? The white people in Cape Town or in South Africa, they say they're South African, so they're more arrogant. You know what I'm saying? And I heard like that's their territory and all kind of funny stuff going. But I heard a lot of red bones. They thick down there too. It's beautiful too. So it's beautiful too. So I heard a lot of real great reviews too. So I'll probably check it out next year. Yeah, Cape Town. I heard a lot of good things about Cape Town, but never been. Um, it just depends. It depends if you're a beach person or city person. And think about South Africa. Once you're in South Africa, they have cheap flights. So when you're in Joburg, it's like $100 to fly round trip to like Cape Town or the Durban. Those flights they're really, 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 really cheap. So I recommend you at least check two cities out. I recommend either a Cape Town in the Joburg or a Durban in Joburg. You know what I'm saying? I recommend you at least do two cities. But in Joburg, just the major thing is I'll just warn people about Johannesburg is just make sure you don't walk around a CBD at nighttime. And we're leaving the strip clubs. Make sure you use the taxi because the Ubers, they got a mafia. They'll rob you. Try to walk in, just get an Uber. So it's cool. And with the CBD, you can go to Mabune. Mabune is a cool area to party at, but just stay in Mabune. Don't venture outside of Mabune. I forgot. I did a video. I forgot the name. It's another area too. That's a safe zone in the CBD. But stay in those two areas. Rosebank and Santa, and it's all good, bro. Then you'll be real good. But just it's cool though. But I just recommend you do Joburg, but at least do Durban or Cape Town too, so you get a vibe of both of them. You heard of Two Black South Carolina? I found them 4 days ago. Wow, I didn't even hear about that, man. I didn't hear about that. See, that's the thing about South Africa. They still have a lot of issues with race down there and stuff. Like they still have that racial tension out there because other parts of Africa, the white people in the gringos, the Mzungus, they're not from there. You know what I'm saying? They're not really like some of them are, but they're not really like what I'm saying. The white dudes, they really feel like South Africa is their land. So I heard in the countryside, and they have some neighborhoods out there that are all white. That's crazy, right? They have like a all white neighborhood. Like you black a town, they don't want black people to come inside. So they still got like a lot of racial issues out there, and a lot of entitled white people. And but when I was there, I saw a lot of homeless white people too. A lot of homeless white people, a lot. So yes, it's just like America. It's just like America. It's like if America, if black people finally outnumbered white people. You know what I'm saying? So they got these little pockets where they're really racist and stuff, and they're like kind of mean, and because like they're not really friendly. Because Kenya, the Kenya, white people are way more friendly in Kenya than South Africa when I was there. I took my chick down there, and she was like trying to she likes talking to kids and stuff, waving or whatever. And she was waving little kid trying to talk to him, and her parents were like yanking no, don't talk to her, don't talk to her. You know what I'm saying? So you can feel the tension. I didn't pay attention to it because I don't like talking to people I don't know anyway. But she told me about it. So yeah, so you gotta be aware out there. It's still an issue, but if you're in Durban, I didn't see it. In Joburg, I probably had like one incident in like 2 months. You know what I'm saying? Just some arrogant white dudes in a black club. I'm like, bro, how y'all let them act arrogant in a black club? You know what I'm saying? That's it. That was once. And that was really it. Though. I didn't really see a whole lot. But I know it's an issue out there, you know what I'm saying? But it's kind of segregated. So if you're not in their areas or their clubs, you really don't see it, you know what I'm saying? But I heard that's why I didn't want to go. That's why I didn't want to go to Cape Town. Because Cape Town, that's where all the white people at. See, not wrong with that, but I'm going to Africa. I want to be on Africans, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Hands down in Joburg. Hands down in Joburg, Rosebank is my freaking favorite. I stayed in Santon first. My first 2 weeks, I stayed in Santon because everybody said Joburg, stay in Santon because it's nice. It's nice, but it's a business area. It's business, so it's like it's not like clubs and restaurants. It's just like business. Nice. It looks pretty, but you got the Uber everywhere. Rosebank. If you buy Rosebank Mall, you want to join live. Hell yeah, the man. What's going on, man? How you doing?
No, sure, man. GMT, what's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing, man? Yeah, man. Introduce yourself to everybody. Let them know where you from.
No, man. I'm Lozy. I'm a South African, based in Johannesburg now.
All right.
I'm from Northern Province, which is Limpopo Province. But most South Africans we meet in Gauteng Province, which is more like the economic hub.
All right. That's cool. So yeah, I remember in the chat you was telling me I said something that was wrong. I just want you to enlighten us. You know what I'm saying? Tell us what's right because we want to learn. So just let us know.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's entirely wrong because I don't blame your view. It's a narrative. It's like it's a narrative, and sometimes when you're on the ground, it might look like that's what it is. You know, I mean, you are an intellectual brother. Obviously, you traveled. You're well open-minded. You traveled even more than me. You know, you've been around many countries. So obviously, your conclusion doesn't come from a place where you didn't see something. That's my point. But it's mostly a narrative, and sometimes even on the internet, it's been pushed like that. So it's also easy for you to say, you know what, it is like this, because also on the internet, for most part, that's how they push it. But then I'm a South African. I live in South Africa. I've been here my whole life, so I know more in terms of the details and what's going on. Yeah, but I mean, before I go on, man, I've seen the love you have for South Africa and Kenya, you know, and that's props, man. I appreciate the love you give to South Africa. The misconception for me, it's like this. When I was young, you know, especially actually not young, but when the social media started, you know, I started to open up to social media and see how, like, many people think across the globe. You know, do you hear me, brother?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm listening.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. So think social media like Facebook, YouTube, you get many people creating content, and even to an extent, I'll say the porn industry. When you're young, you will believe that white women prefer black men. They all flock into black men. You know, it's as if there's white women are waiting out there running after black men, and reality is not. You know, reality is that the white man, it's the most preferred male across the globe by all kind of women. He has got, but the most part, he has got access to almost all kinds of women across the globe, and that has been happening for centuries. But when you come online, it's like I think it's a position of envious sometimes, and you will see that the black men, there's a group of black men who see being with a white woman as what kind of like a social high status, you know, like as if being with a white woman is kind of like proving a point. The reason why I'm giving you that context is to bring you back to South Africa and understand the dynamics and what's going on. In Africa, South Africa historically been the most developed country in the modern days, you know, maybe in the few centuries now, been the most advanced economy, a bit of development. You know, you realize that even women here have access to a better quality of living standards. So obviously, on average, they will be able to look slightly better than maybe for most part of Africa in terms of just having access to quality of life. That happens even in USA, developed countries. The women there tend to be much cleaner because they don't have to hustle for survival. Like, they don't have to do the awkward jobs, always be on the sun and exposed to harsh conditions. You know, that also put them at a good position. But for the most part, if you noticed, you've been in South Africa, you see many people who are not South Africans. South Africa, compared to many African countries, our cities have got almost like people from across the globe. But for most part, you find Africans, migrants being the most as you compare immigrants. Then that means in South Africa, you will have a portion of women who will date foreigners, because the presence of foreigners who are diverse as well, it's in South Africa than anywhere on the continent. But at the same time, South Africa has been always looked as a country where, I wouldn't say envy, but a country where most Africans will desire to live in, as you saw the numbers when you hear. So
yeah. Yeah, you're right. I saw a lot of foreigners. I was shocked. You know, so many people from other countries. And I was there. A lot of people from Zimbabwe, saw Nigerians. You see a lot of different people from all over. Hello, you there?
Yeah.
We lost them. All right, two African. What's going on with you, man? What's up? What you got to say?
What's up, my G? I was on your live that I did. We're talking about Cape Town, remember?
Oh yeah.
I was gonna ask the brother, man. I'm Nigerian, man. Like, I've always said this. We are black men. You know, like you said, you've gone to Europe, you've gone to Latin America, and you feel the best in Africa because your skin, even without you talking, people would think you're from Africa. You know. So
Yep.
why do we still hate ourselves? Why would we have that hatred between African countries where you have South Africans saying I don't like Nigerians? That's very bad to say. You know, we are
Yeah.
Africans.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. We all the same. Yeah, that's why I try to I try to be I'm trying to do my part and bring everybody together and just like talk it out because I travel a lot. I got a lot of friends. You know, I got Nigerian friends. I got South African friends. I got Kenyan friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm from America, so I know a lot of Americans. So yeah, I just try to use the platform trying to bring everybody together and help people see other people's point of view. You know what I'm saying? Because I was he was in the comments and I just wanted to. He said I said something wrong, so I was just trying to bring him back on so he can like give his point. You know what I'm saying? Because he's really South African. There you go.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Yeah.
So
what you would say now?
I just want to have a topic.
Yeah, man.
What's that? Lozy.
Yes. Look, brother, around this time, my area, I don't know if it's because my area, I experienced like a slow service around this time in South African time. It's like I'm after work and going to the evening, so my internet slows down around this time for like 3 hours. So
yeah,
just
I have a question for you.
Yeah, two African. What's up?
Yeah, how you doing, my brother? Hello?
Two African?
Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear him? He said, how are you doing? I don't think you can hear you.
Wait with the question. Wait with the question because I was not done. I was still.
All right. Are you going to finish it? All right.
Just wait on the question with me because I was still not done with. I'm trying to explain to GMT.
All right. Go ahead. Carry on.
GMT, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. No, I can't hear you now. I'll probably bring you back. I'll bring you back on after your power fix. We can't hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think his power went out. His power went out, but he a real cool dude. When it's hey, let's let him know whenever your power comes back, your mics get back, you can come back on. What you were saying now? To African? What's going on?
I was just saying, but I went to South Africa when I went there, I had a friend that invited me. I was like, okay, cool. When I went there, before I went there, I didn't want to go at first. I was like, the xenophobia, killing of Nigerians, just that whole thing, the media. And I asked myself, like, I don't want to go. I used to have this resentment for South Africa until when I went to Cape Town. I was like, wow, this is not as bad as the media portrays it, but I can still feel that they still don't have that love, that brother love for each other, for Nigerians. And I asked the South African girl, like, what's the issue? She said the women don't really have an issue. It's more on the men that have the issue because of they feel like Nigerians are arrogant. The way we come to the country, want to dominate the women, dominate their lifestyle. Like, for example, the Nigerians just like you said in one of your live stream about how Nigerians do ball in the club, spend money on the women and this, I can agree to that, but that shouldn't give you all the reason to hate a particular part of set of people. And not every Nigerian does that. Like, for example, you see a Nigerian committing crime and you say all Nigerians are like that. That's not true. It's like saying every Black American is a thug. That's not true. You have a lot of
You're right.
Doctors, lawyers.
Yeah, and that's why I try to tell my Black American friends be careful what y'all do in other people's countries. Because I'm like when I see Nigerians do stuff, I'm like, we do the same thing in America, but y'all do get a bad rep for it. But when I was there, I did hear a lot of bad things. But at the same time, I met Nigerians that have families out there too.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now, Lazi?
GMT. Can you hear me now, brother?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Carry on now. What you were saying?
Yeah. So, I know. I was saying I had two Africans saying he's got a question to ask me. I was saying I'm not done talking to you. So after that, I explained my position. Then he can ask me what he wants to ask me. If I may continue
no
from where I was, GMT. Yeah.
I
was trying to give you context to say. Yeah, I was saying South Africa is the boiling hub of Africa, even in economy wise. I'm sure when you in Johannesburg, you meet almost everyone, which is it's a very unique city compared to many cities in Africa. I'll give you an example. when you travel a lot, GMT, when you in many African major cities in their countries, the most migrants you see there will be mostly the neighboring countries and maybe a few Asians and a few Europeans every now and then. But for most part, the migrant will be their neighbors. In South Africa, we've got everyone here. So in that condition, a lot of things will happen. And also the dynamics in Africa are like this. The South African women, some countries just put them on a pedestal. It's like how a black man sees a white woman. They always measure themselves. They believe that if they have access to a white woman, it's kind of like give social status, like a social ranking approval. So I feel like in South Africa sometimes you do see those dynamics where there's a market where you see people doing anything to impress the local women, as if it's an achievement to have a local woman. And on top of that, it's kind of like how black men will go around saying they taking white women, and if you come to South Africa, you realize that the market of most women, not all, of course, in any scenario, it's never all, but majority of them who date foreigners is most of the times will be women who are out of the local market. I think in most countries, but in South African dynamics, because South Africa is like a small scale USA in Africa. It's like you see USA, how it's a country that has got everyone from all walks of life. South Africa, it's a mini USA of Africa. So things like that will happen in South Africa. But when you compare the local dudes, specifically because you're talking about Nigerian dudes, and I know they've been coming online spreading this kind of narrative that they taking women in South Africa, they doing all that. I'm just tired of that narrative, that because it's our name, I'm a South African man. I have to stand up for my people and say, you know what, that's an entirely wrong narrative. It's not even close to reality. Reality is that most of these dudes have got access to a typical kind of like women in our country, and everybody knows. All South Africans knows, even South African women. There's a typical women who will go with Nigerians, not all Nigerians, but most of them, because Nigerians in South Africa have a bad name, brother. They have a bad name. Most families wouldn't even want their daughters. They don't want to hear them. Most girls have been rejected by their families after they found out that maybe they've got a child or married to a Nigerian. There's just that thing that happened where their name is so tarnished that even families will reject their daughter after they hear that they're messing with Nigerians. So I think we need to break down those misconceptions about us South African men and just speak the truth so that we can change the narrative. I don't like the narrative that has been pushed. And when it comes to money, I think we've got a long money. I think South African men on average demolish every man in Africa in terms of purchasing power. I'm sure when you were in Gauteng, you saw that there's all international brands here. There's all kind of luxurious cars that have been driven here. So of course, for example, as much as we've got South African men with money, we will have South African men in lower middle class, in middle class, and also the ones at the bottom of food chain, the poor ones, just like in every country. But on average to average, a South African head on head with many men in Africa, we come up on money wise, because even by any you see, you have to look at African countries and the salaries, especially in the professional spaces. South African men on average, we actually earn a lot. I'll give you an example with one career. Doctors in South Africa, professional doctors, and a junior doctor, less than, let's say, 5 years of working, a junior doctor earns 40 times more than a senior doctor in Nigeria. So the gap there by wealth, it's huge. But what some Nigerians will do is that a Nigerian guy with money will maybe settle in a place where maybe surrounded by most poor South Africans, or maybe lower middle income, or an area where he will go to a nightclub where most South African who are ballers don't go. And then obviously that guy will stand out. If I go to, if I'm a middle income now, guys, and I move to Nigeria, I'll demolish most Nigerian men there with just the income I have from South Africa. Even the currency itself, it will take me far. Now imagine on top of that, if I target the area that is mostly Nigerian men who are up trying, who are struggling, I will obviously stand out if I go there. But if I go to an area where there's upper income of Nigerian men, obviously I'll either look average or have a serious competition. So these dynamics happen, but it's not always the case. There are Nigerians with money, but I'm just saying on average, they don't even come close to us. That's why they come to South Africa, because the economy is stronger here. We don't go into Nigeria, because for us, I mean, the standards of living, first of all, will kind of like go down. We'll have to compromise a lot, just like you, brother. When you leave America to many African countries, if we be honest, you have got the dollar. Of course, it takes you far. You have got access to the infrastructure that only 1% in almost any countries have access to. But if you walk outside the area you live in, you will see that your standards of living go down crazy. That's just the reality of the economies and then our reality, comparing you coming from a developed first world like USA.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense. That makes sense. Also, I see. So the issue comes from when they go to like the you say they go to the poor areas and then spend a lot of money, and then that's where the problems come at.
Of course, poor dudes are gonna be envious. Even I, as a South African man, I would say I'm doing quite well on average, but I'm not even close to success. That I would say, like, there's many
But
successful black people here.
Lozi,
No, no,
are you
to Africa. Just wait, just wait. If I go to
you've
a
been
poor
talking, man.
area, yeah, I'll let you respond. Let me just say this: if I go to a poor area GMT with this kind of like the life I live now, of course I'll stand out, especially if I start to just be cocky, recklessly, and be arrogant and start to spend and flex. You know, obviously there will be tensions with the local guys there. That's just common sense. Go ahead to Africa.
Hey, Josie. Okay, like I said, how you doing? But first of all,
No, good
I feel
man.
like panels like this, it should be used to promote unity, not to even competition between the two countries. We are black men, we are African men. There's no
To
competition.
African. Look. You guys
Hold
get
on, hold on.
heady
Let me
when
talk.
then.
Let me talk,
I'm
please. Let
no,
me
no.
talk.
I'm changing the narrative. I'm just
I
changing
know.
the
Let me
narrative.
talk.
I'm
Let
not
me
trying
talk.
to,
You were
to create
talking.
any
I listened
competition.
to you. You were talking. I
Yeah,
listened
but
to you.
then no. But be fair to me. I'm just telling the
Okay,
brother
listen.
why this because
Okay,
no.
calm down
Let's
and
be fair.
listen.
Don't say I'm trying. Don't know. You already assume that I'm creating competition. That's not a good start to start
Okay, you're talking
engaging with
about.
me
Hold on. You're talking
because I'm
about
not doing
money.
that.
Like, hold on. Listen. You're talking about money. Quite all right.
Okay.
When it comes to landscape,
But
infrastructure,
but
hold
yeah.
on. You were talking. We all listened to you.
Yeah,
Just
but I
calm
did
down,
not
buddy.
start that. That's why I'm here
Okay,
to change what I said. Remember,
I
I'm
know,
not
but
coming. I
calm
did
down. Let
not
me
just
finish
come
saying
here
Hold on,
speaking.
something.
hold on. Hey, one person at a time. One person at a time.
Yeah,
Josie,
but GMT,
Lozi.
can you tell him that I'm responding to what you said? Not like I just called in out of nowhere and start to want to engage like this. You get what I'm saying? Tell him that no, I listened to your previous life, which is cool. I've got nothing against it, but I'm just saying I have to change that narrative because I feel like that narrative has been exhausted.
All right.
Go ahead.
All
Can
right.
I go ahead and talk?
So I'm with that after you finish. After you finish, then we'll pass the two African after you finish. You want finish? Can you hear me?
Lozi.
Can
Yeah,
you
I'm
hear
sure
me?
I can hear you.
All right, you finished? All right, I'm past the two African. What you was asking? What you was saying now? Two African.
Okay, let's go beginning of time. During the apartheid, Nigeria as a country was a major playmaker in supporting South Africans during the apartheid. You know, so
It was not. You see, I can't
please,
I
please
can't
let me
Hold
keep
on, let
finish.
him let
correcting
him
you
let
now. It
him let
was
him
not.
let him finish. Let him finish. Let him
Yeah,
finish.
but I hate the lies. It was not. Nigeria was not even close.
Okay, calm down, please. Let me talk and you
Yeah,
talk.
but don't
No,
lie.
we're not arguing. We're not arguing. Listen, we're not arguing. When you have Nigerians in your country doing well, I don't see reason why you feel like you should be jealous of a Nigerian man doing well when you have white men there owning half of the country, enjoying your fruit of your labor, your ancestors, and you don't have anything against the white man, but they have a place in South Africa that is only white only, and that is cool. But when Nigerians come and set a base there, oh, Nigerians are taking the women, Nigerians are this, and Nigerians they're killing your own brothers. It's just like me as a Nigerian. I'm Nigerian coming to America, and you have the African American dudes hating on me because I'm establishing myself. At the end of the day, we are all black. Don't let the propaganda get to you. Don't let it get to you. This is not about Nigeria versus South
Yeah.
Africa. This is about
But
coming together. I love South Africa as a country. I love the country. I was in Cape Town. I've been to Cape Town twice. I love that
South
country so
Africa is
much.
way
Like I
developed.
love the
That's why you
country.
love it. It's
You
better than
know,
Nigeria. That's why you love it.
listen, I love the country so much because every country in Africa have a different vibe. Like GMT would tell you, like I've never been, but from what I've heard, Nairobi might not be, or Kenya might not be as developed as South Africa, but it's more safer than South Africa. That's a different vibe. South Africa is more developed than almost is the most developed country in Africa. I'll give you that. So when you have other countries coming to your country to seek better life, you should embrace them as your brothers and sisters, not to be like, oh, you're doing better than me, or it's a competition. That's what I'm trying to say. So if
Okay,
you see, if you
GMT,
hold on,
can you control the panel, because I'm responding to you. This guy is saying two updates.
All right. All right.
Look, GMT,
Everybody.
this is not fair on my side. I'm not
All
interested
right. Hold
in
up.
this
All right.
problem.
Now, are you going to speak now?
Come
All right.
on, man. Yeah, GMT, you know I'm not responding to that. I'm not even here for that. You know where I come from and what I said. I'm not here for this squabble, because this guy is just saying. And the point I'm trying to say is I'm coming from a position of talking relevant logic with economy. He's just saying anything. First of all, Nigerians are not doing better than us in our country. It doesn't make sense, GMT. The system in South Africa is built to favor the locals first. Even if I come to America, for example, the system in America is built to favor the locals first. I cannot come to America and demolish. The black Americans will always do better than me, even if I come to America. No matter how much I try, on average, there will always be more wealthy black Americans, even the highest standards of living compared to my people. So this narrative you're trying to push, I'm not here for that squabble, because I'm not interested in any of that. That's the lie you tell yourself. You're not doing better than us in South Africa.
I'm not just talking to you. I'm
you
talking
just
to
know
everybody in the panel. Lord, I'm not talking to you only. I'm talking to everybody in the
All
panel.
right. One person at a time. One person at a time.
But GMT, I did not call here to be engaging with Nigerians, brother. Like, honestly, I called in here to change the narrative of things people say about my people in my country. He's just going to continue to say the same thing they say all the time, brother. I'm not interested in those kind of conversations. I want to tell you the reality of what is happening in my country, not the reality of what Nigerians like to believe in their own head. You get what I'm saying? I'm not interested in those squabbles going back and forth. I'm just changing the narrative of what is being said about
us. I'm not
us.
talking to you. I'm talking to everybody, not just you. Calm down. You
look, you don't have to do that when I'm on the panel. I asked the GMT, he said you can come in. I did not come here to engage with you. You can do that anyway. You have free time to do that. I'm not here to be going back and forth with you guys. Remember,
I'm not going
back and forth with
you. I'm having a
but look, what you say doesn't make sense, because I'm here in South Africa, brother. We don't envy you, first of all, because you're not even doing better than us in our country. There's a lot of things that your people are doing, which has nothing to do with jealousy. Most of the time, it's just crime. It has nothing to do with what you're saying. So don't push your narrative about us. That's what I'm.
You're being emotional.
No. I'm telling you the truth, and you don't want to hear it.
Can I interject for a second?
Everybody, real quick, we're gonna let Buck speak real quick. Then we go to Travel Tony. We'll bring it back to y'all. What you about to say, Buck?
Yeah, let me interject and say this, man. It's so what I've been hearing in South Africa, man. It's wild over there. What's going on? What they're doing to the Nigerians? Because the latest report. Hold, let me finish. Let me finish my point, bro. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. You've been speaking all day.
I'll pass back to you, Lord. Let them finish real quick.
Give me a second. I've been hearing is, bro, they're burning down Nigerian shops. A lot of Nigerians are successful in South Africa. You know, they taking the chicks, the South African chicks, and all that. So the local men, they're not feeling that, and they're successful. So it's I feel like there's some sort of a jealousy going on, bro. There's some sort of jealousy going on. That's what it is.
Hold on, Buck, real quick. What you about to say, Lozy?
GMT, you are a black American, right?
Yeah.
You know that foreigners always, especially black ones, they always come to America and they say a lot of things about black Americans. I've seen this online many times. And most of the times it's lies. They push a narrative about your people there. It's the same thing they're doing to us. First of all, I'm a South African, GMT. I'm trying to ask from you is that look at it from what they do to you, brother. Imagine when someone comes online and pushes specific narrative about your people, when you know the truth about black Americans, it doesn't make sense that someone who flee their country and desire my country as better to look for better life, they come here and do better. It's what foreigners tell themselves to feel good about themselves. Reality is that let me just
after you finish, I'm gonna pass the travel Tony after you. After you finish Lozi, I'm gonna pass the travel Tony.
Yes, GMT.
Look at what happened when we're colonized. That's all I want to show.
GMT. South Africa has produced GMT. South Africa has got more black dollar millionaires than any country in Africa. South Africa has got the largest black middle class in Africa than any country in Africa. So it doesn't make sense for these people to come in and say all what they have to say. The fact that someone has to leave Nigeria just to look for a better life in our country, and we don't go to Nigeria looking for better life, it says a lot. What I'm trying to say is that I'm not here to be engaging in those kind of squabbles, because reality doesn't have to be petty. Reality is based on fact. And even if we talk economy, Nigeria is dominated by South African companies. There's literally no Nigerian companies dominating South Africa. So these people come from an educated position where they don't even understand the dynamics of economy in Africa. I can even name you more than 10 South African companies dominating Nigerian economy, and there's more than 130 of those kind of companies. MTN alone, MTN is owned by South African government. It was the biggest company in Nigeria last year, the whole last year of Nigeria. But I don't have to come online and start to be petty and tell Nigerians that we dominate your country with our companies that most are owned by government. I don't need to do that. I'm a civilized person coming from a developed country in Africa. What I'm trying to engage GMT, what I'm trying to say is that even if you look at the income GMT, and an average salary in South Africa is 10 times bigger than an average salary in Nigeria. So why do we have to fall onto squabbles that don't even have a solution? It's not based on facts. It's not based on evidence. If you look at the evidence, brother, an average South African earns 10 times more than a Nigerian. So how?
I'm gonna pass this to Mr. X real quick and see what you gotta say. Mr. X, you just came to the door. What you gotta say, Mr. X? Take your mic off from mute.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
You can hear you. Yeah. What you gotta say about this?
Yeah, look, I was just saw your program, and I just decided to check in and see what you. So I was in South Africa just a few weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, right? So
yeah,
I'm originally from Nigeria, right? But I live in Melbourne, Australia. So I've been wanting to go to South Africa for like the longest, and even like let's say 12 years back, I wanted to go do my master's over there before I came through a friend that told me about Australia. And then I decided to come to Australia. So South Africa has always been a place that's always been on my mind to visit, because I've heard a lot of great stuff about South Africa, right? So, but sometime last year I wanted to go. Then I watched I think it was Check the Effect. Check. I watched a video of Check in South Africa. It was walking around downtown Joburg with a South African dude. All of a sudden, the cops got him, grabbed him, took him to and said he was Nigerian. So I'm like, this dude is like straight African American. Like, you could even hear from the way he talks, there's an African American. Like, what in their mind, or why would they even think he's Nigerian? Is it because of the way he looks? Is it because he's big? Like, I couldn't really fathom why. So it was then I knew that the hatred was definitely very deep, So I decided not to come to South Africa anymore. I said, you know what, I wasn't going to come. So it was this year, a friend of mine visited South Africa last year and told me that, look, it was really good, and that, it was in Cape Town. So I said, you know what, I heard Cape Town is nice. I will visit Cape Town and see if there are opportunities there, because I'm a businessman. Like, I do real estate, right? So I said, okay, you know what, I'll visit Cape Town and see what it's like. So I was in Cape Town, and Cape Town was really nice. I liked it, But while in Cape Town, one thing I noticed in South Africa while I was in Cape Town was that a lot of the working class were actually black people. You see, like the regular day-to-day working class people were black. But Cape Town is obviously a diverse city. Like, you've got white, you've got colored, you've got all these different racial groups in Cape Town. You see? But one thing I'd noticed was that a lot of the companies, a lot of the, real estate I'm talking about prime real estate in places like Camps Bay, in places like, like the real prime parts of South Africa, Cape Town, were not owned by local black South Africans. They were owned by whites, either white South Africans or white Europeans. And that's a fact. Like, you go to Cape Town, you see like heavy cars, you see like, you know, your Ferraris, your G-Wagons. A lot of those cars were driven by white people. So what am I trying to say in essence? Now, the fact that despite the fact that I have an Australian passport, I am still Nigerian. So I still had that sort of tension while I was in South Africa. But I noticed that when I went to all the clubs, like most of the clubs that I went to in South Africa, they were not like, you know, it wasn't given. It wasn't until I went to the Nigerian clubs that I saw that there was a bit of class and style. And even when I went to some of the clubs that were local clubs, people there would see me. I think they just thought I was Nigerian, and they're like, nah, 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 like, you know, you probably wouldn't enjoy this place. Go here, go to Sneakers Lounge, go to this place, go to that place. So one thing I did notice was that a lot of the clubs that were really happening were actually clubs that were catered to Nigerian folks. The club owner might not necessarily be Nigerian, because I spoke to one of the chicks and she said that the guy that owns that club is colored. But I noticed that a lot of the clubs there were catered to Nigerians. So this narrative that Nigerians do spend money is actually true, because I noticed that firsthand. And I wasn't even trying to ball out. You know, I was just observing things, you know, as they are. Now, coming to the question of whether South Africans earn more than the average Nigerian, yes, that is true. The average South African wage is higher than the average Nigerian wage. However, in Nigeria, you know, because of the system, people tend to make money even outside of their normal job. You get what I'm trying to say? So, and one thing I did notice is that in South Africa is that a lot of the big businesses, a lot of the, you know, big time businesses in SA is owned by white people. That's a fact. And even when you mentioned that companies in South Africa run Nigeria, to some extent, that is a bit true. However, the thing is that a lot of those companies are not owned by Black South Africans; they're owned by white people. Now, I think it's a place in South Africa called Sandton. I think it's the richest square mile in Africa. South Africa, there are more dollar millionaires in South Africa than anywhere on the continent. It is true, but those millionaires are not Black people. You could do the research. You get what I'm trying to say? So I'm not trying to hate on anyone. I'm not trying to hate on South Africa or South Africans or whatever. But I feel like the tension is getting too much, and we all just need to relax, right? Like I was in South Africa. I like it. Will I want to live there? Hell no. I live in Melbourne, Australia. I have no reason to live in South Africa. Can I do business there? Of course. Even if I was to live in Africa, I wouldn't live there. I've been to Kenya. I like the energy in Kenya. It's more
Why
peaceful.
won't you live there? Why won't you live there, Mr. X?
Okay, I wouldn't live in South Africa because I just don't feel safe. I feel like Cape Town
Okay.
is safe. I feel like Cape Town is safe, but other than just the safety, there are other things that I noticed while I was in South Africa. South Africa is a replica of a Western country in Africa. Some of the laws,
Right, right.
some of the things that I heard there, I was like, it's pretty
Can I say
much.
something, please? Can I say something real quick, if you don't mind?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure, sure.
Yeah, okay. Like, I like your point. I like the way you take the point. That you've been not been biased. I'm trying to say the same point, but the guy was not letting me say anything. But what I'm saying is, South Africa is a lovely country. Don't get me wrong, but there's not a doubt with the white man. Let's be honest. If there's no white man, not fully dead. Yeah, they locate tomorrow, country will go down, and the reason it's safe because it's a tourist.
Yeah, play. I can't hear you. Play. I can't hear you. I said I can't hear you. Try to unmute, mute back. Try to mute your mic. Come back. I can't hear you. You breaking up.
Okay, GMT, can you hear me, GMT?
Yeah.
GMT.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Hear me now?
Yeah. Look.
Yeah. Let's let two African. Well, he left. Well, you go ahead, Losey. Then when he come back, he can say what he want. All right, Losey,
you
go.
know, when I talk, I reference from an economical point, and which is based on facts, something that we can all research deeper and find out. What you see with what most Nigerians say, it's semantic. It's things that don't bear evidence. It's just what they want to say to feel good. And I don't do that. I don't believe that I have to say something to make me feel good as if it's a fact. Fact doesn't change based on how you feel. You notice, GMT, that I haven't said I'm trying to go to Nigeria, or do I know any South African who's trying to go live in Nigeria. That's because the environment itself, it's not livable. You know, any South African leaving South Africa to go live in Nigeria, it will be a huge downgrade. You, GMT, brother, when you came to Africa, you realized that, you know what, I can do with Kenya and South Africa. Those were your favorable countries to start your base. You did not go to Nigeria, and there's a reason for that. We can come here online and paint a certain picture that we want just to feel good. It's just like how the black dudes say things about white men to feel good about themselves, you know. And in reality, things are not like that. I'll give you, for example, the standards of living in Nigeria compared to South Africa, it's very horrible. A rich South African will never take his money and go to Nigeria and think of living or balling, because his standards, a millionaire in South Africa is way better than a billionaire in Nigeria, just by standards of living.
I got you, man. I'm giving everybody 2 minutes now. Give everybody 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna pass it to Mr. X real quick.
Yeah. James, I'm not done. The guy said in South Africa the Nigerian stores are being banned and Nigerians are being killed. Where did that happen, and when did that happen? Because Nigerians are still trying to get South Africa. If people are really horrible here over Nigerians, why are they still here? I mean, that's the
Let's keep it cool and cordial, man. I feel you, man. We're gonna pass it to somebody else real quick, man.
Yeah.
Who wanna say something? Either Mr. X or
I can say something. Look. I understand where the brother's coming from, and I'm not really trying to go at him, like, you know. So I'm not really trying to, you know, have a fist fight or whatnot. It's entitled to his opinion, right? And which is fair. Now, him saying Nigeria is not livable, I wouldn't say that's the case. I wouldn't say that's the case. If you say infrastructure-wise, South Africa is better than Nigeria, I would agree to that. But you're saying that it's not livable, that's not entirely the case. Now, what makes a place livable? There's so many factors that go into what makes a place livable, right? 1, security. 2, infrastructure. You understand? And, you know, way of life, or just the actual. Now, one of the, like I'm Nigerian, right? And I can tell you for a fact, GMT, if you go to Nigeria, you should definitely go to Abuja. Now, Abuja is one of the best cities across Africa, and that's a fact. When you go to Abuja, right? Abuja is like the capital of Nigeria, and what you will see, you know, probably if you go to Lagos, because Lagos used to be like the former capital city, right? But because of military rule, you know, Nigeria has gone through military rule in the last 30 years of its existence. And during that period, there wasn't a lot of planning, right? Because of coup d'etats that kept happening. So that has really staunched the growth and the development of Nigeria. And that's a fact, you know. But you say that Nigeria is entirely unlivable. I wouldn't say that's the case. If you say South Africa has better infrastructure, everything there seems like modern, everything there seems, you know, yeah, I will agree to you. I will agree with that. Now, I haven't been someone that's been to South Africa and someone that's been to Kenya. Personally, TMZ, I would choose Kenya over South Africa. And not because South Africa is not more developed than Kenya, it is. But in Kenya, I feel safe, right? I feel safe. I feel like, you know, it's a more livable climb compared to, you know, me living in South Africa. Because even among South Africans, I hear it's not safe. Like, I had people who came to see me, you know. Some of the girls that I had contact with, they were like, oh, you know what, I have to go now. It's getting late. It's not safe. That's what I kept hearing, even when I was in Cape Town. You know, there seems to be a safety issue. Honestly, if South Africa can get itself together, it is a developed country, but it's not a first world country. Now, if they can get themselves together, right, you know, work on their safety, perhaps work even.
GMT, is that not more longer time than you gave me?
No, if James wants to stop, I'll stop.
As soon as we finish, we're gonna pass out the African too after you get finished.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but be
So
consistent,
I'm giving
GMT.
30 more seconds, and then I got you. We're gonna pass to I got you. Go ahead, finish up, and then I'm passing to African.
Yeah. So I don't really have an issue with South Africa or South Africans. You get what I'm trying to say? But even while I was there, I noticed that the women, do like Nigerians. Because when I went to the clubs, right? When I went to the clubs that catered, most of the clientele were like catered to Nigerian audience or Nigerian men. I did notice that I saw a lot more women in those clubs than I actually saw in regular South African clubs. And not just that I saw more women, I saw more quality women, right?
I got you. All right. So I'm gonna pass it to African right now. Give you 2-3 minutes right now. To African, what you got to say?
Yeah, every day can go back out all day, but I
think you might have to go out and come back in. Your mic breaking up a little bit.
Yeah. So GMT, obviously,
can you hear me, GMT?
I can hear you now. Yeah. Go ahead. You got your time now. Go ahead.
Okay. What I gotta say is, we can go back and forth all day, but we have to bridge the gap among Africans in terms of unity. I want to go to South Africa and be like, oh, I'm in Africa. I'm not in South Africa. I'm in Africa. I want to be able to talk to a South African. Yeah, I'm from Nigeria. Oh, yeah, welcome. Come to my house and eat. I want a South African to come to Nigeria and feel the same way. So all these things we are doing is a propaganda, and we don't want to sit there and listen. Like, why are we fighting ourselves? What for? Okay, say you are Nigerian and you have he said, as a Nigerian man, if you're married to a South African, the parents disown the girl. It's hatred, man. There's no way about it. That's hatred. It's the same thing they're doing to Black Americans in America. They are doing to Africans in South Africa. That's not cool. I love South Africa as a country. I've been to Cape Town twice. It's a beautiful city, one of the most beautiful cities in the world. The vibe is cool. But saying as a Nigerian, not even as a Nigerian, I should be able to call that home. This is my home. You come to Nigeria, this is home. I go to other countries, this is home. So it's okay to have a little bit of competition, or a friendly competition like we do in Ghana. In Ghana, about the jollof rice, but when it comes to South Africa, it becomes violent. You're killing your own brothers. Why? Why are you killing your own brothers?
That's crazy. I'm gonna read some of these comments. I'm gonna read some of the comments real quick. Then I'll pass to Buck. They're like, the racial shadow boxing is crazy. Dudes need to grow up and lose the tribalism and push back on non-black out. You're right, man.
Yeah, GMC.
They say he's too emotional. He's ruining the live.
But GMC.
He said all white-owned South African companies.
But GMC.
He said South African girls get flued out, plenty to Nigerian Lagos.
GMC.
It's funny he won't acknowledge that the white dominance over blacks over the land just keeps deflecting. All right.
GMC,
hold on. Now you're gonna pass down Buck. Buck, you got your 2-3 minutes.
But GMC,
I'm gonna pass to you, Lozy. I'm gonna pass to you, Lozy. I'm gonna pass to you. I'm gonna pass to you, bro.
Hold on. Let me interject, bro. We gotta take turns, bro. We gotta take turns, man.
They're speaking towards me.
You gotta respect the host, man. You gotta respect the host. So what I was gonna say is, this is the most bizarre story. South Africa, they wouldn't let a half Nigerian, half Zimbabwe chick become Miss South Africa, but then they let a Miss a Snow Bunny, of Dutch descent, become a South Africa, because they said, oh, she was South African. The other one, they said she wasn't South African enough. Isn't that crazy? You're not gonna let your fellow black person become Miss of your country, but then you're gonna let a colonizer become Miss Universe for your country. Make that make sense.
Okay.
So you finish? I'll let him respond. I'm gonna unmute him.
Yeah, I'm finished. Can you refer to that
GMT,
point?
GMT,
go ahead, bro.
Can I be given fair chance, because you brought about 3 Nigerians here, and I've got one.
Oh, God, you're right. But Lozy, I'm gonna give you a whole 5 minutes. You get a whole 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Before I continue, all you hear from that guy, it's all Nigerians begging to be in South Africa, begging to be loved and accepted by South Africans. Why you guys don't have pride at least for yourself? If South Africans are rejecting that girl because she's Nigerian, why don't you live with that and accept that South Africans are rejecting her because she's Nigerian? Maybe South Africans have got a horrible history of what Nigerians have been doing in our country recently, and they don't want to deal with them anymore. They just want them gone. Why can't you live with that reality? Stop begging South Africans, stop attaching yourself to us and accept, because I will have to be harsh here. You have your, it's always you guys begging. South Africans are bad people. South Africans this, South Africans are xenophobic. If South Africans are really bad, if they are all that, why don't you leave them alone instead of begging them to love you and accept you? I mean, that will be what a man with pride will take that position, right? Stop be petting South Africans. Stop saying, oh, you've got the white man. That's a South African business. It has got nothing to do with you. Why don't you leave it to rise? It's because at the end of the day, you really want what we have. We're in a better position. That's why it bothers you. You have to keep telling us that we've got the white man, we must accept Nigerians, blah, blah, because our life and our country bothers you deep inside. Our reality bothers you. And it boils down to that. You never find a South African fighting to go be in Nigeria. You never find a South African fighting for spaces that belongs to Nigerians in Nigeria. It's always the opposite. So there's one party here begging another party, begging to be accepted. Because in reality that we are in a position that you would like to be in. And I'm talking to people who are Nigerians or defending Nigerians. It's never us begging to be in Nigeria. We don't bother Nigerians in Nigeria. Now, coming back to that guy who said there's clubs in South Africa full of guys going for Nigeria. That's just what they tell themselves. It's like what the black dudes tell themselves, like we get the best white girls. In reality, black dudes are getting fat, ran out white girls who the white man doesn't want. It's totally the same scenario in South Africa. The Nigerian dudes are not getting the best women in South Africa. There is no women who respect men who don't have a proper country, who are running away from that country, women who cannot go live in that country. You're going to get the bottom of the bottom of the barrel. Usually you guys get the girls that have been passed around, but most of you're okay with that. Just like a black dude will be happy to get a white whore because she's white. A girl just needs to be a South African. It's kind of like we are superior. You guys make us so much superior that you even worship the women born out of us. We don't chase your women out. I've never seen a South African man saying, oh, you know what, let me go to Nigeria with my money and ball there to impress the women, because we generally look down on them. We don't even think it's an achievement. You never find a South African chasing the women born out of you. It's you guys chasing women born out of us. So someone here at some point is inferior of another, but they have to come online, push a narrative as if it's South African men who are inferior. Men who are inferior to another man chase the women born out of that man. That's just the reality. That's why a black man constantly need to chase a white woman to need validation, because the black man seeks the white man validation. In this case, Nigerians are the niggas of Africa. They chase black South African women because they see black South African men as better than them. That's the bottom of it. That's the psychological of it. The psychology of it is that you guys envy us. You think, I mean, have you ever, South African men don't desire your country, they don't desire your women. It's the other way around. That's because you guys view us as better than you. That's the reality of it. South African.
All right. I'm gonna pass it to Lozy. I'm gonna pass it to somebody else now. Everybody else get a chance.
He did not answer my point. He did not answer my point, though. He did not answer my point. I'm trying to figure out, how did a Dutch chick become Miss USA, but that fellow half Zimbabwe chick didn't become Miss Zimbabwe?
Because that's not the first white woman to become a Miss South Africa. We've got white people here who have been here for centuries. He's asking me. Remember, he's asking me about my country. Let me respond. We're not talking about Nigeria here, so I'm responding about South Africa. So my point is that South Africa has white people who we lived with for more than 3 centuries, who we built this country with, just like America, which was just like America, which let me just say this. Just like America,
you're happy about that?
No, we're not slaves. That's why you run into your people run to South Africa. GMT, let me say this. Just like how America was built by black Americans.
You a coon, bro.
Stop name calling. Stop name calling.
Let me say this.
Bitch ass nigga. You a bitch ass nigga, man. If I see you, I'm gonna slap you, man.
Yeah, they mad. GMT, let me say this. Just like how America was built by black Americans, white Europeans, and the natives, South Africa is the same. This is the reason why Nigerians continue to flee to America and they continue to flee to South Africa. It's because we're not slaves. You are a slave to your own black nation that you're fleeing away from. Nigerians are coming to South Africa. Why? Because we live better than you. You have to call us slaves to make yourself feel better. That's what you're doing. You have to call us names. We're not fighting to be in your country.
All right, we're gonna pass to somebody else. We're gonna pass to somebody else, man. We're gonna pass to somebody else. We can talk about other stuff. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna pass to somebody else.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Hey, he keeps saying the same thing of going between Nigeria and South Africa. It's like a competition. We're trying to bridge the gap here, and he keeps saying why South Africans are better than Nigerian. There's nothing like better than Nigeria. I'll tell you right now, as a Nigerian, if you ask me where would you like to live, between Nigeria or South Africa, I'll pick South Africa. Honestly speaking, because they have a better way of living thanks to the white man. Let's not sugarcoat nothing here. If the white man was not in South Africa, that place would be a shit hole. No disrespect. I'm being honest with you. I'm being honest. If you ask me, you want to live in South Africa or Nigeria, I'll pick South Africa every day because I love that country. But when you love a country and the people don't love you back and you call yourself the black man and your African brothers, it's sad, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying South Africa is better than Nigeria, Nigeria is better than South Africa. No. When it comes to infrastructure, everything, South Africa is a better country than Nigeria. 100%. No argue. I'm Nigerian. But don't come here and be going, South Africa's got more money than nobody cares about that. We're talking about how to come together for us to live in a peaceful society, and you're talking about who has more money, who is better. That's childish, man. It's 2020.
Yeah. So everybody in the chat right now, they're saying they tired of arguing. So like, let's talk about some real estate or something. Like, anybody got any investments?
Sorry.
Anybody
Hey,
got any investments in South Africa?
It's CJ here. Can I speak?
I'm gonna drop because I think I said my mouth full.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, sure, man.
Sorry,
but I'll choose the white man
I...
because we build the best country with them. Not Nigerians don't build. That's why we don't want them. He is right. I agree with him. We build this country with the white man. We live better than Nigerians. So we're not interested in having Nigerians here because they don't build anything. Nigeria is not built.
That's the cool.
All right, man. We talk to you later, man. Appreciate you coming.
That's the coon I was talking about. You see, that's the coon. They're rather side with the colonizers than the fellow Africans, man. That's a coon blood, bro. They're coons.
Yeah, man. I was just, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Yeah, let me say something real quick. It's CJ here. Nice to meet you all. I'm CJ. I'm in America. I'm Kenyan. So I just want to talk about what the guy from South Africa. You know, I was just hearing from almost the beginning. So I just had there's a lot of bitterness with him. So it's kind of crazy. But I've been thinking about this a lot. You know, about Africa and just building ourselves up. But this thing I just came and found out that it is pretty much prevalent here in the West. It is this kind of sound a little crazy, but these theories of natural selection, these theories of hierarchy of people, how to categorize people. So I've really thought about this a lot, and it kind of makes the Western white countries kind of very bad in terms of interactions with people. But also it is also taught in Africa. But because in Africa, we kind of reject that. We just reject that naturally. So we kind of accept South Africa. So I was going to get into that. So if you come to Kenya, we get taught about natural selections, about how, we came from monkeys. But also there's this twist which they come up with, these categories of people where they say, the white is the best, and towards the lower races where they say it's kind of the black people. But we reject that in Africa mostly because we're mostly spiritual people, but something I just come and realize is that in South Africa, so there's the white man who kind of has held on to that idea that black people are kind of inferior, and they haven't moved away from that. I call it Darwinism. Actually, I think it's kind of called that. But also they've twisted this also into Christianity, and this is another topic. But also, like, the black people also in South Africa, they have also held on to that in terms of something that they can see someone else as kind of lower to them. So they kind of think about people who come from lower classes of maybe this thing with poverty is kind of fake also kind of thing. So they kind of see this aspects of richness, and they kind of tie that to that type of people, which is always false. So me, as if I see someone from another country, even if they come to Kenya, for example, someone from South Sudan, we have them, a lot of them in Kenya. We don't tell them that in South Sudan you have wars and stuff like that. We pretty much get together a lot because we we know that it's not their fault, that's like it usually comes from the leaders. All the stuff comes from the leaders, and also these ideologies come from these people who have bad intentions. If you look at Darwinism in a general term, Darwinism came up with brought up communism. So it is really something that we should reject as Black people, and we usually reject it even just by ourselves because it doesn't make a lot of sense. But if you look at other communities, they've held on to that because they make them, they justify their existence, and it's also like a religion. If you look at, someone said that if you come up with a book of sociology, that's not a book, that's a religion. So that's pretty much, I think that's kind of what's going on in South Africa, in which
all right, now I'm gonna pass it around. I'm just asking y'all, do anybody have any like positive things to say about South Africa as far as like real estate, women, nightlife? Like what do y'all enjoy about it? Because we all know the bad stuff, but
can I talk?
I will say one
Can I make a contribution real quick?
Let me just say positive things about South Africa. The women are very, very curvy, man. They are the most thickest women in the world. They're very, and it's all natural. They're the women that those Medellin Paisa girls, they get surgeries for. So for South African women, it comes naturally. So I will say one positive thing about that.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it's gonna be everyone is gonna be holding on to anything. So, but I think so. I've been to. I'm planning to go to South Africa. I know I have free visa from Kenya.
I have a question between Kenya women, South African women. Like, who is leading? Because I don't know. Like, people keep saying, who you think
bro,
leading?
It's South Africa, bro. I'm not even gonna.
Yeah, that's a good debate. I think it's gonna be equal in my opinion. It's equal.
You know what? Can I?
They're more friendly though. What you think? I think they're more friendly, like more easygoing though. Like more like
they are. To be honest, I prefer Kenya chicks, like in terms of their mannerism, how they behave, their attitude. But I have to be honest. I have to be honest with you, man. When it comes to like women,
who's the better cook? Who's the better cook there? Have you ever been to either women?
I think Kenya might win that one. I think Kenya might. Sorry? Between the two.
Yeah,
South Africa and Kenya
in cooking.
I think Kenya might edge them a bit, but it depends on the girl, you know.
Yeah,
but Mr. X, I'll say this right. I'll say this. When I was there, I didn't get to eat their food because they don't put spice in their food. You know, as Nigerians, we like spicy food. Like
no, absolutely. Because I think the thing is that the whole of Southern Africa and parts of East Africa, you guys seem to have the same sort of menu, same sort of food.
We do like it more. We do like it more natural. We want it more like Kenya, we think taste comes from kind of the original taste, or we don't think of spices as
because you guys eat that old maize meal. So in Kenya it's called ugali.
Ugali, yeah.
In South Africa it's called pap.
Pap, I think.
Yeah, it's called pap. Yeah, it's called pap. My ex is Zambian, so I know that she also lived in South Africa. Her dad was
definitely is. We find the staple food from pretty much Kenya, maybe Uganda, to Southern Africa is pretty much the same. I think so.
But like when I want to compare, I've never been anywhere apart from like a Cape Town though. So when I think Cape Town they say Cape Town has a different vibe than Johannesburg. They say Cape Town is more like Abuja, where it's like more like Johannesburg is more like Lagos, where it's like the bustle, hustle and bustle. Cape Town is more like a vibe because it's chill, the mountains. Like, it is. Don't get me wrong, man. That city is beautiful, man. It's beautiful. I ain't gonna lie. It's beautiful.
It is. I'm not gonna. Absolutely, man. I'm not gonna fake it, man. Cape Town is like I was there for 2 weeks, and I had like the landscape there. It's amazing. I'm not even.
Usually, South Africa in terms of topography, it's always nice. I mean, I think also in wildlife, I think they're on top because it's just I think it's just blessed place. It's just very blessed in terms of
but one thing I did
and also
notice,
the economy is not too bad either.
no, it's not. But one thing I did notice in Cape Town is that I know this might be going back to what we have said before. I noticed there seems to be a lot of poverty amongst the black there as well.
Where in
in Cape Town, because on getting to the airport, right? Like, because I came in the morning and I could see a lot of like real estate, a lot of like.
I think I would say it's because of the economy we're living here, the US dollar, the neoliberalism, which is being pushed on a lot of countries. These countries can't develop pretty much from.
There's a red line. There's a red line between.
No. I also think that the appetite, the appetite system also played a major role in that.
Pretty much colonization never ended. Like it's almost in all African countries.
So when I got,
and they just extended to another system.
Once I got there, I felt bad being a black person. Like, oh, like look, like you could see that there's so much luxury, so much wealth. Like just
on one side, right?
just before you get to the airport, like it's beautiful. And just by the time I was reaching the airport, I could see a lot of shacks. A lot of like those metallic shack houses where I'm like, why is it so close to there? I'm like,
buy some braai, some suya. What they call that suya braai. I actually went to the area, but I didn't get out of the car because
and I'm like,
in terms of real estate, they're actually better than even in Kenya. Kenya, like the real estate, actually have to build yourself because I don't think you can, buy something. But I think South Africa is much cheaper, much better homes than pretty much Africa itself. So South Africa definitely has its.
It's got like decent real estate, man.
Very decent. Very decent. I think it's more Western.
In Cape Town, I won't lie. I wouldn't mind living in Cape Town if I have the right like amount of money. Cape Town.
To be honest, for me personally, I could buy property there, but I'm not sure I want to live there. Like I could visit, but
I think one thing needs to happen in South Africa. Let me just say. One thing that needs to happen in South Africa is pretty much the black liberation. It still needs to go on. I think they kind of needs to pretty much kick out the white people. I think the white people have grown horns. So I think I do not like them. I think there's.
I think if they did, the South African would just die naturally.
I had an experience.
To be honest.
No, I think it needs a good leader. I think a good leader. I think that when most African countries need to go out from this democracy. We need to go to maybe social democracy or even make our own system of electing leaders, because these leaders usually now, because they're pushing NWO, that is the new world order. I think most leaders are going to be puppets. That's one thing I realized. We just need to move out, and then from a good leader, he needs to pretty much change the education system and pretty much reflect on black people, and then even if they can now. And usually they take if you look at now what they're doing, most of the minerals they're getting, it's not even getting to the people. They need to what do you call it? Nationalize the minerals. Like if you look at diamonds, it needs to go to the government. 50% tax. They need to do 50% tax on minerals, like, or even 100%, at least 70% of, because all the money they should be getting is going to private companies like De Beers and all that stuff. So they need to publicize all this stuff so that they can push it to the people. If you look at now, it's neoliberalism. It's pretty much the 1% controlling the entire system, just like America, unfortunately. Also, even in Kenya. So definitely, we need to make sure that we need strong leaders in Africa, like immediately, like yesterday, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think you're right. In like Cape Town, the reason I didn't want to go to Cape Town at first is because I knew from just doing my research, it was a lot of like white people out there and stuff. Which is, I mean, I don't got nothing against white people, but when I go to Africa, I don't be around black people. So but now, I mean, a lot of y'all give such good reviews. I might check it out. Yeah. But I heard but I did hear the locals out there. They're not really getting money like how Johannesburg. I heard like the South Africans, they can see when dudes from Joburg come. They come with more money and more arrogance because they more like more black power.
Also like the type of white. Let me finish 1 second. Also, the type of whites need to be good because it looks like they have very bad whites. And they're just like colonizers. They just have like that nostalgia from back in the 50s or 40s. So the type of whites they need to change, man. They're just very they're not like liberal or something else. They're just pretty much hardcore, right wingers, which are very, very toxic, which are also subscribed to Darwinism. They hold those beliefs. Go ahead, the other guy. Sorry. So I was saying, like, the type of whites in South Africa are just not so good. I think I found them very toxic. They
you're right, because
I speak lies.
I wasn't even paying attention to it. I wasn't even paying attention, but I took my teen to South Africa, and she likes to talk to everybody. She likes to talk to kids. She talks to like she can't even help. She's just friendly as shit. So
I'm not saying,
she tried to say hi to the white African kid, the white kid, and her parents like pulled them away. Says don't talk to her.
Yeah, definitely. They're the ones who are the children of like the colonizers, and then now there is the neo-colonialism side that's going on. So the type of people there are very toxic. So it creates this environment which is very toxic when you have people holding certain beliefs towards other people, which are not, because they hold that black people are inherently whatever they think. So it creates this toxic environment which they need to remove that from the books. It is actually believed that people who believe in God will have less psychological issues. So we make a much better society if you just put in this in textbooks that we all came from God. Actually, if you look at all African traditions, we believed in a deity, one God. Actually, one of the first people to believe in one God. So if you look at Darwinism, it says that we came from apes and stuff like that. It doesn't really make sense a lot if you look into it scientifically, and that is actually being pushed a lot in Africa. And it's the new part of the neoliberalism kind of thing, and it's very separate. It's a religion actually. It should be put in in college, in stuff like that. So I think that's a big issue in Africa. Southern Africa, they need to remove all these Darwinism books from the school.
All right. I'm reading the super chat real quick. It's Abel Shy, salute GMT Fire Channel, and I'm gonna ask y'all a question real quick. I'm gonna ask everybody a question. So how do y'all rate? We go something a little more light. We've been serious for a while. Let's something a little more light.
Let's do something light.
Yeah. How do y'all compare the nightlife compared to like wherever other African countries, South Africa? Like, how do y'all rate the nightlife and the women towards the other African countries y'all been to?
I've been to Uganda. Uganda is
hold on.
Go ahead.
Yo. Go ahead, please. When you talk, let other people. When you talk, go to the point and let other people talk. I just feel like you just keep talking.
Sorry. Gotcha.
Please.
All right, go ahead. Go. Your turn. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna be a bit biased. I mean, it might sound a bit biased, but I'm gonna say Kenya still. But then I've been to Uganda, had a really good time to Uganda. But I need to go to South Africa. But I think, based on my but based on my I think it's gonna be either, I don't know, but I'm gonna say Kenya for me. But it's debatable, obviously. So that's what I'm gonna stick with.
All right, who's next?
Yeah. When I was there, I won't really compare because I haven't been, but from what I've seen, I think South Africa has the best when it comes to partying. Like, people actually dance. People like less on their phones, and most of the times, everywhere I went to, they had more females than guys. Everywhere I went to, I don't know if that's a thing there. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
That's very good.
I went to, it's always more females than guys. Monday to Monday.
Where did you go to? Because
that's
I was
cool.
there.
That's cool.
Okay.
That's mad.
I went to Sneaker Cartel. I went to
I went to
what's it called? Saints. But
wait.
I'm gonna lie.
But wait.
You said what?
I heard Saints is cool. I heard Saints is good. I never been. I heard it's lit.
Saints is more like upscale, kind of like classy, classy vibe, and like you said, like you were saying something. You said something like, the only thing I didn't like too much about, I don't know if it's every club, is like it's too many walking girls there though. Like I feel like, I don't know when and somebody was telling me, going back to, let me help Lozy out. They said because you see a girl there, they like always like, it's not like they cool, you just want money, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they say it never used to be like that. It's something that just changed,
Yeah, that's true.
Saints really would. I never been. It's funny, when I was in Joburg, I saw mostly like regular shit. I never seen a club of that, but that was Saints. Saints is a pickup club. That's what we call pickup clubs. the club that the girls go to meet like dudes to go home with. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't like the vibe, man. Yeah, I don't like that vibe.
All right, so that's all right. So since it's a pickup club, all right, now I know.
You're
All
right.
right.
You're right.
It's a 50-50 though. It's not like 100%. I'm not gonna say 100%. So it's 50-50. And also, you can meet. I feel like it's a place where you can meet regular women in the streets, on the grocery store. You know, I feel like anywhere you go in the world, mostly girls that go to clubs are P for P. Honestly speaking to you, you know, everywhere in the world. You want to meet like decent women, regular women. I think on an everyday activity, you go buy food, the grocery store, you can meet them and link up. Yeah, that's why I think. But yeah, that's what I noticed.
You know what? You're right. You're right, bro. Because I also had the same feeling when I went to the clubs in Cape Town. I didn't go to the Saints, but like I didn't go there like on the night, like when they have the events and stuff. But I went there briefly, like during the like in the evening time, and it wasn't busy at the time. And I just checked it out. Like I went in and there wasn't a lot of people, and there were like a few girls there. So I sat down, and I was just looking for like a like a drink, like a simple drink. And the girl walked up to me and said, "Look, that we only do table service here. Like, there's no like, you can't get a drink at the bar.
Yeah,
Everything is just table service." I was like, "Look, there's no people here. There's not a lot of people here. How am I supposed to like
you
buy?"
gotta go on the weekends, bro. On the weekends.
Yeah. I said I can't buy myself like a full bottle of drink because I can't drink it alone. And she was like, "Oh," she pointed to like some girls, and she was like, "Oh yeah, those girls can come join you." I'm like, "I don't know them. Like, what do you mean they can come join me?"
Yeah.
So I left. So I noticed that St. Lounge has that sort of vibe, and also the Sneaker Cartel, that too had that sort of vibe. And one thing I did notice that those two clubs, I feel like their clientele or they're more um focused or to more Nigerian clientele. That's what I think. Because even at Sneakers Lounge, there was this other club called The One, and it was just strictly that sort of vibe, like table service. There was a lot of Afro beats.
The one is cool too. Yeah, the one.
Yeah, there was a lot of Afro beats. There was a lot of music. There was a lot of girls, and there was
To
a
be
lot
honest,
of
to be honest,
P4P.
if Afrobeat gets played, Afrobeat is nice, so it gets everyone into the mood. That's what I like in Africa.
The best thing to do is not even the clubs. Go to like the day parties, like you know how the balcony mix where the DJs are just playing by the beach and people are there. Like
I think that might be like a better because I didn't really know anyone, so I couldn't really like that much. Yeah, but I didn't really enjoy the clubs.
Yeah, like the club is cool, but the day parties, the vibe, the restaurants, and there's this restaurant, you know, you go there, it's called Cabo Beach Club. It's like a beach club by the day. But Cape Town is lovely though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Cape Town is lovely.
You got me ready to check it out, man, because I was turned off because I know the history of it. And I just know all the white people be there. I didn't think about going there, but next time I'm gonna check it out. Cause I only did Joburg and Durban.
Yeah, go to the nude beach, GMT.
Say a nude beach?
Nude beach.
Say a nude beach?
You don't have to be nude. Yeah, it's a nude beach. You don't have to be nude. It's optional. It's private. So you get there, you can bring your own food, your own drinks, everything, and you just have like your own section, just chilling by the rocks.
That's interesting.
Like by the rocks.
Cool.
I'll have to check it out. I never heard of a nude beach in Africa because me coming from America and going to America, a lot of us go to Dominican Republic and Colombia and Brazil a lot. So like the beach culture out there is even in Miami, the beach culture in Miami, Dominican Republic, Brazil is another level. So when I'm in Africa, most of the beach culture is not really like girls. Even I was in like Ghana, the girls they don't want to wear bikinis on the beach. It's kind of like it's kind of laid back. So you said a nude beach in Africa? That's crazy. I can't even imagine that.
To get a nude beach, you have to know the specific area because it's hard to get to because of like you drive or the Uber takes you up to a certain point, and you just walk your way through the trays. It's beautiful, man. When you're walking through the trays, you see other people, and you just see people like smashing. Basically, people just smashing. People just walking around naked, and it's like a different world. It's a beautiful white sand, water, rocks, and the water is cold.
Cool. That's cool.
And you can bring your own food, your own drinks, and just chill.
But I don't know if I want to do that. Someone might get you on camera, and then never know.
I mean, it's a private place. It's a private place, not public.
Okay.
Not a lot of people. It doesn't get busy. It's very.
So everyone is on code.
Yeah, you could be in a like or far from somebody and just it's like rocks, different rocks. You can be under a rock with your chick and just be chilling and just vibe.
That's just like an activity you do. Like, what other activities there in South Africa? It's like, top tier.
But you know what though? In Johannesburg, what I like, the Sunday farmers market. To me, I tell everybody, if you don't go to the Sunday farmers market in Joburg, you didn't go to Joburg. Man, it's the food there. Because I'm with you. So far in Africa, my favorite place to eat is Tanzania, South Africa, and Ivory Coast. I had good food in Ivory Coast too. But in farmers market, I love Ivory Coast too. But in farmers market, man, they had like it's like a big like park, and like if family comes there, they have like one side for like people are partying. One side is like they're playing live music. And it's like family on one side is part of another side. It's like a big area. Everybody's eating all kind of good food. It tastes so good, man.
How's your ratio, GMT?
Huh?
How's the ratio, men and women over there? What's the ratio like?
It's a lot of it's enough women to go around. It's women everywhere, but they have one side where like it's such a big event every Sunday. You can have the families will be on one side, and one side is kind of mixed. And then one side is where you eat at, and the other side where they're playing music with all the girls and stuff at. It's whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. It was like a huge like open Sunday, area. Every Sunday in Johannesburg called Farmers Market. It's so lit, bro. Every Sunday, bro. I went there. I had so much fun, bro. But you gotta get there early. It's not like a late event. People get there like probably 11 a.m. It's from 11 a.m. to probably like 6 p.m. It's early, but they got live music, they got club, they got, huh?
Yeah, there's something similar to that also in Cape Town. It's called
all right.
What do you call it? It's called that's it. God bless you. Yeah, that's it. That's an old biscuit meal. So it's a Sunday market as well. They sell stuff. They sell food. Very similar. Unfortunately, I missed it. I really wanted to go, but it was like the best times to go to those events are on a Sunday, because I had to go to Stellenbosch.
Yeah,
so I missed that.
Right.
I missed that old biscuit meal. It's the vibe. South Africa Cape Town, South Africa is a vibe. It's a vibe, GMT. It's not. I'm not even kind of. It's a vibe.
They dance with strangers. They dance with strangers. You just meet a stranger, just that dancing. It's like an event. Like South Africa got a lot of things to do. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like if you want to focus, I don't think South Africa is the place to live though.
Which language?
On your business or something like.
Which language do they like?
English,
is the most predominant? English.
Zulu, I think.
Second
right?
language.
Zulu.
The second language.
Zulu, right?
Zulu.
I met more Zulu people than anybody else when I was there. But I went to Durban though. That's Zulu land. I went to Durban and Joburg. The biggest language I heard was Zulu.
How many official languages do they have?
There's a lot. They have a lot of languages, man.
They have a lot. They have a lot of different. A lot. It's a lot.
Okay. I thought it should be like
I love Durban.
Oh.
It's the same thing. I think like Swahili, like how Swahili is the big one in Kenya and South Africa. Zulus, I think, is the biggest. They're like the most dominant one I know of so far.
In Kenya, like we do have like two official languages, like English and Swahili. Swahili is like also taught to everyone. I thought it would be like similar thing to South Africa, in which like they pick out one language and then they just.
I think they got a. I think I'm not sure if it's an official one, but I know Zulu is the biggest tribe that I know of. But I know it's a bunch of different tribes that both different languages too.
How about
I know Zulu
Africans?
is the biggest one.
How about Africans? There's this language I think I've had a lot. Africans.
Colored. Yeah.
Oh really? It's not even
one of the white colored.
Why they call it Africans if it's like white people?
Mr. X.
So I have another question. I have another question for y'all. So who has any investments in South Africa or Africa, and tell us about that and like how people can go about doing that in either South Africa or any country in Africa you're trying to invest in or you already investing in.
Yeah, I know. I have friends there that they bought houses and they pretty much live there. Nigerian dudes, they say you can just buy your house and you just pay your your taxes every month. And there's this dude. He's Nigerian. He bought his house there for like 50 grand, and how he pays like $100 every month for like his light bill, water bill, and his taxes, like 150 every month. It's like America. They do that American pardon. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about Kenya if they pay taxes every month though, but I know about.
Sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, barely.
You can hear me?
A bit. We can. Yes, I think I can hear you now.
Yeah, sorry, I just got into the car because I have to go. So yeah, so I think James was saying that Zulu is like the most dominant language in South Africa. It's not actually the case. Zulu is very dominant in KwaZulu Natal because it's Zulu land, and also in Gauteng because it's
and then there's Xhosa.
Yeah, and there's Xhosa. So Xhosa is widely spoken amongst the blacks in Cape Town, and that's because the Xhosas are from a region called Eastern Cape. Actually, Nelson Mandela is Xhosa as well. Nelson Mandela is a Xhosa man. So one thing I noticed in Cape Town was that a lot of the black girls that I did engage with, a lot of them spoke Xhosa. They were from the Eastern Cape. So Xhosa is widely spoken in South Africa in Cape Town amongst the black because of its proximity to Cape Town. So if you go to places like this is even what a chick told me. He said if you go to places like KwaZulu Natal, which you have Durban, and Johannesburg, you're gonna hear a lot of Zulu. So obviously the most spoken language, or let me say the most spoken native language in Cape Town is Afrikaans, which is a language derived from
nice. So I was
which is a language derived from the Dutch settlers. So almost everybody
getting back to GMT was saying about business. Do you have any like interest in business, and what do you think about business in Africa? X.
Well, for me, with business, I think I'm gonna have to spend a lot more time here. I just bought my first property in Nairobi, and you have to put 20% down and pay it off in 3 years, no interest. You know, in America, we get like this 20 to 15 or 30 year with mortgage with interest rate. I just bought it from the developer here, and you got paid off in 3 years in Kenya. So
That's cool.
I'm working a place here, but in South Africa, appreciate it. But in South Africa, eventually, the next 4 or 5 years, I'm gonna get a property in South Africa. But I heard, but I did my research. You have to pay half in South Africa unless you get married. You have to put half down, and then you have a low payment for like 10 years. So that's pretty much. So in South Africa, if you can put the down payment down, the monthly payments are really cheap. Because I got a friend who he got a 2-bedroom for like 55,000 like that. So he put down half, but his mortgage is gonna be like $300 for 10 years.
That's cool. I think even if you go to like the Nakuru city, I think it's even cheaper. But I've lived in Nairobi. We do have house there, but we were actually one of the pioneers, not pioneers, but one of the first people to live in more like single family house, more like what do they call it, bungalow something. Those houses which are attached. So it is there in Embakasi. But in terms of business in Africa, I think agriculture is still a good one. I think people are still doing like agriculture in terms of if you have land. I think if you're interested in land, I think you can buy, and then you can always do like cattle rearing, something like that. I think it's still a very big investment. That's a side.
One thing I do like about South Africa, it's one of the few countries where you can actually own your land. Like a lot, like even in Kenya, you get like a 99-year lease. I talked to my lawyer, and he says, even if you get a 99-year lease, it's just an imaginary number. And after 99 years, you just go to like a office, and you reapply, and then that's it. You pay a little small fee. It's not a big deal. But in South Africa, is one of the few countries where you own land right out, you own the land. Like that's why a lot of people like South Africa. You can when you buy land in South Africa, that's your land. It's not, nobody can take it from you. That's literally your land.
But look at this like in the perspective of a local now. Like people can come in and buy land. Even if in America, people will say like that's a big. But whatever. That's cool if you do that in South Africa. If you can do that.
For me, I still think that real estate is like the safest investment or safest sort of business to engage in Africa. You know, real estate. Real estate is good in SA. I think that has been established. Real estate is also good in Kenya. I'm also looking at buying a property in Kenya in the next
Yeah, if
few
you
years.
do, I have a real good realtor, and I bought my apartment, and it won't be ready for another like little over 2 years, and the value already went up.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
Now,
The
real
value
estate is
it
also
won't be ready it won't even be ready yet in like another 2.5 years, like maybe not a little less, like maybe 2 years and like in 3 months. But the value already went up. I can sell it right now. It's not even here, and I can make money.
nah. That's the thing with real estate, man. Only real estate can give you that sort of return, right? And real estate also is also good in Nigeria as well, like especially cities like Lagos and Abuja. You know, so there's a appetite for real estate in those cities as well, and especially Abuja. I would personally prefer Abuja because the city is well planned. So
I got a question though. I'm be real
yeah.
with you. From American going to Nigeria, bro, the
Mm.
visa process is the hardest. No, I'm gonna tell you from I don't know if you living abroad or you like live in Nigeria or whatever, but being American, I was looking to go to Nigeria one time. The visa process is probably the hardest I ever seen from an American. Like on Dubai, visa on arrival. Europe, they just changed the visa, but it was visa on arrival. South Africa, visa on arrival. Kenya, e-visa. But like I feel like West Africa got the hardest visa requirements for Americans. Like at any country I've been to, Ghana, I had to mail my passport off. If I knew what I had to do before I went to Ghana, I probably went. And now if I'm going to Nigeria, you got to go to the embassies. They got to see your bank statement stuff, and for Western people, that's like unheard of. So yeah, man,
Nah,
that visa process. I heard a lot of dudes they miss their flights, they miss their whole trip going to Nigeria because
nah,
they
you're
couldn't
right.
get the visa in time.
You're right. You're right, GMT. Because I don't live in Nigeria right now. I live in Australia, right? And even
Yeah.
a few years ago, I was trying to get my girl to come with me to Nigeria, and the process to get the visa, it was, but I feel like it's a bit better now. I feel like it's a bit better now. So if you try to go now, I don't think you're gonna face, you know, I think the bureaucracy has sort of been broken down a bit. But you're definitely right, man. Like it is difficult to go to Nigeria.
GMT,
Yeah.
I do have a question for you.
All right, shoot.
Since you know, I am an African here in America, but it's been crazy to getting women here. Like, how do you like talk to women? Like how do you like engage with women? Because I find them cold like a bit. I think it's except from Africans. I think I met a lot of Africans in America than actually
Hey,
Black Americans.
hey,
Yeah.
why you think we travel? But where you at? What city you in?
I mean, in the middle of America, I'm in Kentucky, Louisville. I'm in Louisville.
Louisville. All right, I never been to Kentucky, but I used to live in Atlanta, Houston, Duval, and man, bro, you gotta. It's like for us, bro. I feel like in Africa, right? Nigerians got a reputation for showing off when they don't have to. Even other countries, they sure don't have to. In America, bro, we show off because we have to. You know what I'm saying? Like you with girls, bro, they want the whole package. You gotta have the crib, the car. They like the car. They like the flashy shit. They like the jewelry, the cars, the shiny shit. You gotta fucking. You know what I'm saying? Some of them I heard now they be low key semi-pros now. They be wanting money. You know what I'm saying too. So it's like it's the same shit in America. But I like the same shit that Nigerians do in fucking Africa. We do that shit too, but we do it because we have to do it. It's not like it's like almost it's mandatory. You go to small town, you go to South Carolina, and dudes popping bottles heavy. Like you go to our small local clubs, not even the big boy clubs. You go to small cities and small clubs, dudes fly popping bottles. It's like social media fucking made it hard, bro. So you got to kind of you got to be that you got to go hard, bro. You got to, or you got to find a angle, like I said, the easiest angle when I live in Atlanta that you don't need money. Well, you do need money, but you don't have to like constantly have money. It's be like a photographer. Be a photographer, or just have a like a little bullshit job in the nightlife to give you like social. You know what I'm saying? People know like, all right, you that dude. You know what I'm saying? You gotta find an angle. Either you gotta have that money flexing, or you gotta find an angle.
How about like
That's
talking?
how, like,
talking doesn't get you anywhere. Like if you have like good vibe.
It used to. I mean, I heard it used to, but I think with social media, it kind of changed things. You gotta so people know people look at you, look at your Instagram and see who you are.
Really?
When you travel, they look at your Instagram. They wanna see what you drive. I feel like not a crib, a car. That's why a lot of like the hood dudes, they making bad investments. They'll buy a car, a nice car, before they buy a nice house, because that car is gonna get you laid. The jewelry gonna get you laid. The car gonna get you laid. Your Instagram gonna get you laid. Being a photographer, or just like, you gotta find that angle. If you live in a big city like Atlanta, or like DC, New York, you gotta find your angle. Like, you gotta find something like a photographer. For me, photographer's the easy like angle to get in if you're not really like balling like that. Because you can buy your nice fucking camera and just take some pictures. Be like, you a photographer, and chicks love photographers. Like they like producers. Like, you know what I'm saying? You be a photographer, and just you gonna have like groupies automatically because they like photographers. You know what I'm saying? Get your Instagram page, take a few pictures. You gotta find an angle, or you gotta really like flex, Nigerian style.
How tall are you, CJ?
I'm like 6 foot.
6 foot, right? All you gotta do, get in the gym, bro. You gotta get in the gym, man. You're in the gym. It's important. Yeah, you gotta get in the gym, get your mindset right. The mindset of don't chase, bro. When you chase, they run away. Simple as that. When you get yourself right, you get your money up. You gotta do the work in America, man. You gotta do the work. You gotta get the money right, get your body right.
Yeah, stack your money, bro.
Right. So it's the money thing. That's kind of strange, you know. I think it should be like, you know, we should have friends or even women just around. It's like, you know, kind of thing. It's not like you have to be like. I think it's kind of more official here in America. You have to have money, have a car, nice car. You have to. I think this is all just unnecessary and just make the dating scene.
But I feel like it's the same thing everywhere, man.
True.
Like even in in Cape Town, South Africa, man. A lot of the girls, man, they'll mess with you if you've got money. Like even some of the girls that I came across, right? And because I'm from the West, right? So I do have like my money goes further, right? So even some of them that I spoke to about when we're about to leave the club, they were like, "Where's your car?" You know, and I'm like, "I'm a tourist." Yeah, I'm like, "I'm a tourist." Like
that's how American girls are, bro. That's how America is, bro. That's how America is. Yep.
I think
like where your car is. That's exactly how America is, bro. That's like exactly how America is, bro. You have like, it's not like for us, bro. We have to have all that shit, bro. That's why, like, the people. That's why the dudes live in New York. The dudes live in Miami. That's why you see a lot of them going to like Latin countries. It's cheaper for them to fly to another country and have a good time than hang out right where they at. That's crazy. There's no other country like that, bro. There's no other country. There's no other country where it's cheaper to fly to the New York dudes. It's cheaper for them to fly from New York to Dominican Republic or New York to Colombia than fuck around in New York. That's crazy, bro.
That's crazy.
It's cheap. It really is cheaper. So like for us,
realized, yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
GMT. Let me ask a question on GMT. You hear me?
Go ahead.
Do you think the American passport plays a big role when you go to Africa, being from America? That's a cool point, right?
Definitely.
I mean, I feel like the passport. I mean, for us, you should realize for us, the difference is, I don't know how this growing up in Africa or like you grew up in an African country, and I feel like when you was young, it was easy for you. For us, for being from America, you gotta understand, it was hard, bro. It was hard. You had to fight for pretty girls. You had to have the most money. You had to be funny as shit. So for us, most Americans, bro, to get girls, bro, when we was young, it was hard. So a few of us did real good. Like I did all right though, but a lot of dudes who travel don't do that good in America. I'm saying I'm coming to the point now.
All right.
So when we travel, we get overseas. For us, it'd be so much easier because I don't care if I go to Dubai, I don't care if I go to England, I don't care if I go to Canada, I don't care if I go to Brazil, I don't care if I go to South Africa. it may be even Nigeria. Maybe the top girls be bougie, the top girls. But besides that, all the chicks be down to earth compared to what we used to. You know what I'm saying? The U.S. Our fat girls be bougie, bro. Like the fat American girls be bougie, bro. The fat girls, bro. So we gotta go hard. So for us, we go to other countries. We on like when I go to South Africa, or even in Kenya, I only got to go hard if I want like the badder bras. If I just want like a regular chick, that's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because we're used to going so hard because we have to. Because for us, we had to fight. Like we had a pretty when I grew up in a bad neighborhood. Literally, bro, if you had a pretty girl, bro, dudes will pick a fight with you, bro. Like why you got her? So we used to like going through it for pretty girls, bro. We used to like we had it hard. Huh?
Yeah, in America, you have to understand. As a black man, you feel like you have to be on point every time. Like wherever you go to, like for example, me seeing another black man is like it's always tension. That's why I don't go to black American parties. It's always tension. I'm gonna lie to you.
Oh yeah, bro. We be beefing hard. Even
somebody's shoe, they get shot for stealing somebody's shoes.
It's funny. It's funny you say that, bro. I went to a club with my Kenyan friends like last week. I'm still in Kenya. I went to club with my Kenyan friends last week, and we were leaving. I had another American homeboy there, and we was telling him, bro, like we was cool. We was all hanging. I had my Kenyan homeboy. My he was a girlfriend. My Kenyan homeboy. He was with us, and I had my American dude I met out here. We cool, and I was telling him, like, bro, like me and other American dudes, like in America, bro, we wouldn't even talk to each other because the tension is so high, and like the territorial and drama. Like we don't even like we be so like trying to we don't know who you are, where you from, what you trying to do. Like we wouldn't even talk to each other in America. He was like, really? I'm like, yeah, bro. We would talk because we in Kenya. If we were in America, bro, we wouldn't talk to each other. We wouldn't be that cool with each other like American dudes. We'd be cool when we go outside the country. But in the US, it's real dangerous, bro. That's like so for me, like South Africa, for me is like even how dangerous it is there, it's still not as dangerous as America.
No, it's not.
So for me, it's still not as bad. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that in Africa, so it's still dangerous compared to Africa, but in general, it's still not as dangerous as America.
Also realized about America is the googly eyes. People give you the eyes, even if you're with a girl. Even where I'm at, actually, there's a lot of interracial. I'm actually looking for, obviously, I prefer black women. But here, I was with my white coworker. We were just hanging out. And the moment we step out of the car, everyone was just looking at us as if we were just doing. It's like more like a stigma or something.
Yeah, it's a stigma. In a relationship, yeah, it's a stigma. Though.
It depends where you at too. The more west you go, it's more like diverse. It's more like cool. Easy to get a white girl. The more west you go in America, New York is cool. Miami is cool. But when you in down south or the Midwest, some places. I'm in the South. You don't mess with white girls and stuff.
Yeah, I'm in the South.
You in the South, but yeah, it depends where.
Kentucky is the South.
Where in the South?
It's more.
Oh yeah, but that's the racist South though. That's not the dirty South.
I'm in a big city.
That's the South. That's not. You're right.
It's more like debatable South. It's more Midwestern.
So GMT.
Yeah. I think that might be the Midwest. I think it might be. If it's my dad, even if it's the South, that's more Midwest. Because Kentucky, we don't claim Kentucky. I'm from the South. I done lived in Houston, Florida, South Carolina. I go to New Orleans a lot. That's the South. Kentucky,
that's the South.
It may be technically the South, but we don't claim them though. They might be they're more Midwest.
Yeah, it's never claimed.
We don't claim them. We don't really claim them.
It doesn't.
You said Kenya is safe, right? Like when you say it's safe, you mean safe to walk on the streets, like. Safe, like,
bro. The worst thing that happened to you in Kenya, bro, is somebody try to steal your cell phone, and that's like when you in a car in a CBD area. If you like a CBD area and like you just got your phone hanging out, that's the worst thing that happened. But like the dudes here are not really like if they think you big, bro, they're not even trying you out here unless you just sloppy, your phone hanging out your pocket and you in a bad area. Or something, but like it's not dangerous, bro, for us. Like, it's not. Kenya is not dangerous, bro. You gotta be doing something super wrong to get caught up in Kenya, bro. Nairobi.
I've been into the worst neighborhoods and actually walked there, and it's just during the day, even at night, it's still very safe. I'm gonna say it's too safe, but I'm gonna say it's just okay. You're never gonna feel any threat anyhow. There's no there's not a lot of shootings. There's not a lot of crime.
I'm visit Nairobi, man.
There's not.
Nah. Kenya is safe, man. I've also been to Kenya, and Kenya is pretty safe, man. Like James said, the worst thing that can happen to you in Kenya is somebody snaps your phone, man. Like, that's even you gotta be sloppy, man. Like you said, like you have to be like really like sloppy, man, for someone to grab your phone off you.
Actually, it's kind of a thing we go through. It's more like a stage. So if you just your phone gets snatched, it's a regular thing. It's just like getting a malaria. Maybe people say malaria is African thing, but it's more like drinking water. It's like drinking water. So it's
I've come across. They seem like nice people, man. Like they feel like people.
Kenyans are nice, man. And one thing you also notice about Kenya is that there's a large Somali community in Kenya as well. A large Somali community in Kenya. There's a large Ethiopian community in Kenya. There's a large South Sudanese community in Kenya. And just like
pretty much with the hub there.
Yeah, just like what the brother was saying, the brother from Kenya was saying, like all these people don't get like, there's no tension towards them. Like you even find Somalis in Kenyan parliament, that's how, tolerant Kenyans are. It's not like they're stupid. They're not stupid, but they're just, tolerant like that. Yeah. So Kenya is definitely one of the places in Africa
that's what we asked from South Africa, because I remember one situation I had. Like I was in front of my Airbnb, and the South African lady can see me with my bags, and I couldn't open the door. She just stared at me. But a white girl came behind me, and she opened for the white girl. I'm like, is this how it goes down here? That was my very first experience, to show that damn, like, that's reality check. But hey, all and be all, man, I still love the country, man. I still love the country. One love is all brotherly love.
Yeah.
Even
another country you should check out again is Ethiopia. I know James has been to Ethiopia before, but I felt like you went
for me, right?
Nah, I've been there, man. I love Ethiopia, man. I was in Ethiopia last year. Actually, this year. Ethiopia, I think on the surface, it's very religious, it's very conservative on the surface. But once you go in, like one of my best night lives was in Ethiopia, bro. Like I've been to Ethiopia, I've been to Kenya, I've been to Uganda, I've been to South Africa, I've been to Rwanda, I've been to Kenya. I'm from Nigeria, so I've been around a bit as well. So I can tell you for a fact that
Ethiopia is nice. I have friends there.
Yeah, I had one of my best night lives in Ethiopia. Ethiopia is fun, man.
It is fun. I do have a lot of friends who went to Ethiopia to teach, and they have the women also. They're very, very like pretty. Like,
bro,
women are nice, and then also it's kind of developed. Very developed also.
Yeah, it's not as developed as Kenya, but it is nice. Trust me. Like the nightlife, it's amazing, man. It's amazing.
I have a question for GMT. Your GMT. Things off. Hey, before he comes back on, the topic is among everywhere y'all been to, can you rate from like your top 5?
I'm gonna say for me, outside of my country, I'm gonna say I've been to Uganda, Tanzania, America, but I'm gonna say America might be coming lower before even some other countries. I haven't liked America so much, though it's very good economy wise. If you have a good, but in terms of relationships, I'm sorry, this is gonna hurt.
Do you know why? Do you know why
Uganda, Tanzania is nice?
The reason why you feel like America is like socially is not there because everybody is busy with work. But you go to Africa, people are some students that don't have jobs, they just be chilling, so they have
chilling,
to hang out with you, which is not a bad thing. It's just a culture. In America, you pay bills every month.
Every day. Bills. So and then Africa, everyone is stressed.
Like in Nigeria, you pay your rent once in a year, and you're done for the year. But in America, you gotta pay your rent. You pay your insurance, your phone bill, like everything. You make the money and you spend it in America.
Yeah. Also, like I've realized that the culture here in America, there's a lot of twist to it. Like it's kind of the culture is, I'm gonna say, unfortunately, I'm gonna say it's toxic. The culture here, if you come here, you're not just human. I'm finding myself, I'm African, I'm black at the same time. Obviously, there's still like friction between blacks and black Americans and Africans, which I feel it's stupid.
Yes, there is.
So there's that twist, and then on top of it, I have an accent. So people I'm gonna pick up on that. And generally, it's social wise, it's been kind of hard, except from my social circle. So,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna say,
yeah, man, you gotta get to Lit City, man. Kentucky, you see you and Kentucky.
yeah. But
I mean, you gotta get out of Kentucky, bro. You gotta get to the city, bro. You gotta get to New York. Or you gotta get to New York.
I need to. Yes.
DC.
I'm gonna get some money.
You gotta
soon.
move to the city, get some money.
I was in California. I was in San Jose. It was nice. It was like top notch. So San Jose, California, I enjoyed that time when I was with my brother in the summer.
I got you. I'm reading the chat real quick. This Passport Poppy right here. He said, I'm considering moving to Brazil. It's the top of my list, but checking out South Africa and Kenya first before I make my decision. You should, bro. Passport Poppy, man. Check out Kenya and South Africa. You should check out both. All right, what y'all saying?
Yeah. What's your top countries? The top 5 GMT.
Top 5 countries, yeah. GMT. You're the one who traveled everywhere. Tell us.
That's tough. That's tough.
In Africa or in general?
From number 1 to 5.
In general, my top 5. I'm all right. I'm not. It's no order. No order.
No,
but I'm gonna say
You gotta go with the order. You gotta go with the order, man. You gotta go with the order.
Got an order?
Yeah.
Shit.
Start from the 5th to number 1.
Damn. All right. I'm gonna say
number 1.
For me, right now, Kenya. I love Kenya, so I'm saying Kenya. Then I'm gonna say
number 1 Kenya.
Colombia. I love Colombia. Then I'm gonna say South Africa. And I'm gonna say the UAE. I love Dubai. I love Dubai, bro. I love Dubai.
There's a lot of women there. Like, just I don't know what they're doing.
No. They're in the hotel though. You get Asian, African, everything out there, right? I know a lot of Nigerian girls in Dubai, bro. So they there, but they're in the hotels, just like, and like it's just a set up, and it's real safe. It's not cheap. It costs a little bit more, but it's super safe. Super safe.
That's nice.
And I've been to the Philippines, but in my mind, I haven't been to Thailand yet. But I think Thailand is my number 5, even though I haven't been there yet. I know I love Thailand.
So South Africa is not part of it.
How about Tanzania? I don't know how Black Americans say it. And South Africa.
Oh, you said Tanzania. So let me tell you some Tanzania. So Tanzania, it's cool. It's a month. I got my homeboy. He married out there. He was in the chat. He left because they was arguing. But Travel Tony is like he's married out there. So Tanzania is quiet for the most part, but on the weekend they have a lit area that's crazy party. It's like a script. With some mocking elements there from Friday to Sunday. That's probably my favorite script in Africa. It's like you know how I don't know if you've ever been to Latin America. In Latin countries, like you go to Brazil, you go to Medellin, you go to Cartagena or Sosua, Dominican Republic. It's areas where you just can walk up and down. It's club. But Dar es Salaam has a crazy script on the weekend, bro. It's so lit. But during the week, it gets super quiet. And they're super bad, and they're red, and they're like, you know what I'm saying? They're thick. So I love Tanzania.
Cool.
So who came in just now, I'm trying to see whoever came in just now, we're just going to say, only Billy, what's up? How you doing?
Hi, man. I'm good. I came in very late, so I see now that you guys are talking about something else. I only came in when I started. It was Lozi, the guy talking with 2 Africa, and then Tony got in. But I see you guys talking about something else now.
Well, no, we are, but you go ahead and say what you want to say, though. You go ahead and get off your chest.
Yeah, I'm just talking because of this issue with South Africans and Nigerians and, that rivalry. Because one of the things is that
$60.
It's my mic is it good?
95, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh yeah.
You go ahead. Go ahead. Because honestly, you go ahead. But I was wondering the same thing because I got South African friends and Nigerian friends too. So I was just wondering too. You go ahead though.
It's very complex. I'm gonna say this. Firstly, in high school, one of my favorite teachers was a Nigerian.
So where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from KZN, but I'm living in Johannesburg in 4 ways, so in Sandton right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so growing up, one of my favorite teachers was a Nigerian, and also in varsity I had Nigerian friends also. But also where I stay here in Johannesburg, you can understand why people don't like Nigerians.
Why?
Yeah, you can see them like especially where I stay in Sandton, in Northcliffe, and in Randburg Square, and also in Northlands. They are selling there. Like I remember one of my friends had a mental breakdown, and we took him to Northland Center. And when we were there, the doctor was very angry because he has seen my friend. Uh, Buying from the Nigerians who are selling on that block. So it's like.
So you trying to say Nigerians are the only ones selling drugs in South Africa?
Yeah, they are like really
the
hard.
Only people,
but it's not all of them.
Crime? Hold on. Who's buying the drugs?
No, it's not. It's South Africans, obviously.
Are they buying the drugs and selling? Doesn't make sense.
It's a no.
We do have drugs everywhere in the world.
Who killed Lucky Dube? Who killed Lucky Dube?
Listen,
right?
That's why I'm saying it's complex, because obviously South Africans are more than whatever other nation in South Africa. So if you're talking about crime, there are obviously a lot of South Africans who are doing crime. Even with drugs, South Africans who are buying drugs. I'm just saying why a lot of, because usually what tends to happen is that you can have like 10 people and 4 or 3 are doing bad stuff while the other 6 are doing good. The 4 who are doing bad stuff would shine brighter usually.
I think the thing with South Africa is this immigration thing is a distraction from the larger thing. I think there are much larger problems of South Africa face than immigration. Like this is also the same thing in America. It's like people. This is a distraction thing by the elites. They do that in America also. It's just
no. I'm
the same
just
points.
Coming to the thing where South Africans are seen like they hate Nigerians. It's just that the Nigerians who are doing bad, they are not majority. I definitely know that or assume that, but they are very visible. That's the problem in our community.
All right, let me say something real quick, because I'm coming from a non-biased point of view, because I have Nigerian friends, I have Kenyan friends, I have South African friends, I know South African girls, I know Nigerian girls, so I can come from a real, like, honest place, being American and traveling. And being American, and I come from a ratchet place in America, and we do messed up stuff in America too, so I can't be biased at all. So what I think was going on is, it's a small group of Nigerians that do stuff in certain countries and they blame everybody. Because even in Kenya and in Dubai, some Nigerians get a bad reputation. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a small group, and like they do the same stuff we do in America. They fight, they scam. We do the same thing in America. But I think like us, that crowd of Americans, we just don't leave America. But I feel like it's a small group of Nigerians that do certain stuff in other countries, and when that small group does it, they blame everybody, and that's like they blame all the good people, all like the people who like just coming on vacation. You know what I'm saying? They blame everybody. Don't got nothing to do with none of that. You know what I'm saying? And I think in some countries it's kind of they know it, but it's not like it's bad. But I feel like in South Africa it's more like aggressive. Even in Kenya, there's certain apartments that won't like rent to like Nigerians. You know what I'm saying? And even in Dubai, it's like there's something with Nigerians like going on out there too. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know Nigerian girls. They be telling me everything, what's going on with them and stuff. I know people in every country, so I kind of see it in a lot of countries. But I think South Africa is just more like aggressive. Because even when I went to South Africa the first time, I used to watch the news, right? And I heard about xenophobic and all that stuff, so I was kind of nervous. And then when I got down there, they hear my accent. They all super fucking friendly to me. I was in a club by myself, and some dudes like looked at me and was like, come sit with us. And it was friendly me, and I'm like, damn. So when I was down there, like everybody was showing me love, the taxi driver, like I'm like everybody like, damn. So I met so much friends down there. I'm like, so I was like, I heard y'all like other black people, and I had like I asked like 4 people I know, like friends in South Africa, and all 4 of them told me, nah, you cool, we just don't like Nigerians. So it's definitely real. It's definitely like You know what I'm saying? In South Africa, it's definitely a deep thing. It's really deep rooted in South Africa. But like I feel like a small group of people give a bad to everybody else because I have friends. I have a lot of Nigerian friends, and I know a lot of Nigerian girls too. You know what I'm saying?
GMT, this issue with Nigeria and South Africa is also Nigerian, Ghana too. But Ghana is not violent, man. It's just a talk thing that we do for like, hey, just like, hey, I'm better than you. We have better food, better this, better music, better that. Cool. But with South Africa, the reason why it's so serious because it's violent. You know what I'm saying? It's violent. You're killing people now because you're burning shops. Now it becomes 100-degree on the other side, where it could be friendly competition. Like for example, you have like you go to all African countries in the world, in Africa, they have to play Nigerian music in every club you go to every night. We dominate Africa, so that is some of jealousy from other countries. Like, oh, why do we dominate everywhere we go to? We dominate the women, the entertainment, the lifestyle, the swag, the clubs. Without Nigerians, those clubs in South Africa would not be functioning. I'll be telling you right now. Nigerians are the one patronizing those clubs.
They do have a piano, I think. So
I'm being honest with you. And Nigerians are arrogant. We are arrogant. I can tell you for that. That's why they don't like us. We like to dominate everywhere we go to. We go to South Africa, want to take over South Africa. Want to be like, hey, we run things here. Hey, we go and take care of the club. We buy bottles. We can pay 100K for bottles. It's cool. And people see like, damn, these people. And now the women are chasing them. Like, one, they want. So now it becomes, it generates envy and jealousy, and they spread it like a wildfire among the citizens. Now they started hating a particular. Some South Africans don't even know why they don't like Nigerians. If you ask them, they just say, "I don't like Nigerians," or "We don't like Nigerians." They don't know the reason why. And I know the reason why. Nigerians, we just have this dominance of a nature where we want to. Even in America, some African Americans don't like Nigerians, and they will tell you straight up, "I don't like Nigerians. I don't like the way you talk. I don't like anything about you." You know, but it's not as bad as in South Africa, because I know when I went to South Africa, you go to a club, the dudes there popping bottles are all Nigerians. They were driving the flashy cars, wearing Gucci, Louis Vuitton.
Because the wealthy Nigerians are going there, or maybe the locals, are busy getting money.
Guys, look, I feel like here you are saying all that, but as I said initially, this situation is very complex because after all you said, I think if you were to live in South Africa as a South African, you would definitely be saying something different.
What's your point? What's your view on it?
My point is what I said here, that I can take you to a strip where, like right now, a Nigerian would be selling right now, not a South African. That's true. That would happen. Like,
well, why don't you call the police?
I can take you now.
Why don't you call the police?
Come on.
Yeah, what you call the police? Yeah.
That's
agencies and stuff.
Stop crying and just do the thing which you're supposed to do.
But right
blaming
now listen, you are shifting the goalpost now. When I'm saying this, I'm not.
Because you guys make it sound like, oh, like these Nigerians are just a plague. We can't help ourselves. They're just like, bro, like.
No, I'm telling you the reasons, though. You are telling me of the problems that I cannot solve, obviously. Our police system and law enforcement is very bad. Like,
so
that's a problem.
Yes. What you're trying to say is that Nigerians are the ones committing the crime. Do you know how many murders happens in South Africa? Do you know about Lucky Dube? Who killed Lucky Dube? Their own
I know.
Hold on. Their own very prized musician killed by South Africans. What's his name?
AK was shot in the head. It's double, bro. That wasn't Nigerians that killed him, bro.
So you tell me, hold on, you go to the locations, you see drug out people, all South Africans, and you want to blame Nigerians for the crime?
Okay, let him talk.
I'm not just blaming you. The problem with you guys is that you're just looking at one dimension. But right now, as I'm telling you, if I can go there to Northlands, to Cresta, or to the square, right now, you would see what I'm saying.
But that's just
obviously there's a lot of problem in South Africa. Like a lot of crime happens here.
So don't go there. Don't go there. I mean, I know where to buy drugs in Kenya. I know where to buy drugs in the US. Just ignore it.
When I was in Africa,
what I'm saying is a problem we have.
You guys keep pushing the same rhetoric, man. Oh,
it's true, though.
Bro, okay, call the fucking cops, bro.
when I was in South Africa, I got pulled over by the
Hold on. One person at a time. One person at a time.
I'll say this. When I was in South Africa, I got pulled over by the police for speeding. I was driving with somebody, and the police officers were so professional and nice, South Africans. So why are the citizens don't like Nigerians?
It's the media, I think. I think the media have made Nigerians the enemy. So the enemy is not Nigerians. I think if you look at look at one thing, this is your cause of the problem. That will be a problem.
Cut you short, right? There was a South African minister or something that came up with statistics. Just I think it was today, right? So he brought out a group a number of people that have committed the most heinous crime in South Africa. Just I think it was just today. I think it was a minister of police or whatever. I don't know what it was. It was a top-ranking security officer in South Africa. So out of that number, there are around 200 and something. I think it was 270, right? Out of that 270, about 177 were South Africans. So the remaining 71 or thereabout were foreign nationals. Now, out of that 71, about 27 were Zimbabweans, right? Then I think another number, I think it was 10 or so. I think maybe they were Lesotho. It says Soseto or something like that. I don't know what country that is. And it said the remaining were from Mozambique. So there was not actually one Nigerian amongst that whole number of people. And yet, you hear Nigeria every freaking place in South Africa. I'm not saying Nigeria don't commit crimes. I know that there are some Nigerians in South Africa that commit crimes. I know that. There are Nigerians in Nigeria that commit crimes. There are Nigerians in Ghana that commit crimes. I know that for a fact.
There are Nigerians in America that commit crime too.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that.
Everywhere in the world.
But you just said
listen.
Nigerian crime everywhere.
I said
get out of here, bro. It's getting
the reason why South Africa is not safe
out of 10.
It's getting rhetoric is getting too much, bro.
The reason why South Africa is not a safe country because of the black South Africans. Not even the white people. The white people is okay.
You guys are just
for white men. South Africa will be a real bad country.
Hold on, one person.
I was in Cape Town just 2 weeks ago, bro. Now that's another reason why the blacks are living in fucking shacks, bro. It's not Nigerian. It's the boys, the Africans that are taking that wealth away from you. Focus on what the real issue is.
You guys don't listen.
And these days,
okay, let him talk. Let Philia talk. Let's see.
You see, because firstly, what I said here is that out of 10, probably mostly would be clean, but the bad ones are usually the ones that are like the face, and they it's like they shine brighter usually.
Let's talk about something else. I think this is
and
productive.
And I didn't mean to.
But you know what? Hold on, real quick. I can say because I went to Soweto, and my South African homeboy who lived in Soweto took me to a house, and there was a Nigerian dude married to a local girl, and they had a gambling house, married, cool vibe, everybody like him, everything. You know what I'm saying? So how you said, probably quiet ones. You're right. It's a lot of cool Nigerians in South Africa who got businesses who doing good. But I think people be focused on the small percentage, and I think that's all it is. It's just a small percentage. Because when I was there, I met Nigerians. I seen Nigerians who were doing real good, and were just on something married to a local girl, and it was cool. And the South Africans was cool with them too. I think sometimes the internet and certain people just exaggerate stuff. But I think there's a lot of people who connected out there, and it's not even on that. You know what I'm saying? But I do agree with dude to say it's a small percentage that's the face of it, and they blame the small group as the face of it, and it's a lot of cool dudes that's not on that.
No, and also the fact that if you do bad, you can do 9 good things. But you do one bad thing, it will make a stain that will be really, really hard to clean.
Can I ask you
so
something?
that's the problem.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
So do you agree with me that the reason why South Africa is now safe is because of the black South Africans? Do you agree with me?
The reason why South Africans are white are what?
No, the reason why South Africa is not considered a safe country is because of the black South Africans, not the white South Africans. Do you agree with me?
No, it's very complex, and I can, it's a lot, but it's very complex.
What about
and
the
I'm gonna
stats?
say that. Okay, yeah. Let me tell you why, though. You see, before in South Africa, when I was growing up, because I was born in the 90s and I grew up in the 2000s. Where I grew up in the township, the gun used to be like everyday time, like especially on weekend, you'll hear like gunshots, like it was normal. And I remember when I had like a gun like a few years ago, I was shocked. And I was in the suburb, and that showed me that okay, you know how South Africa bad it was before, and it was created that way. That's how the country was created. A lot of institutions, especially the law enforcement and policing, were not created to protect the community, and that's the problem we have. So it's quite complex.
Okay.
But to just say it's black people, you see, it's now you looking from the outside. As I said to you, that if you were a black South African living here, you would probably see things different.
Okay,
And
why the white South Africans don't have issues with Nigerians, but it's only the black South Africans? That's what I'm so confused about.
They don't even interact with you guys. What do you mean? Like
they don't interact. Hold on, you said they don't interact with us.
They not interact, but our problems usually, firstly, 80% of South Africans are black. You see.
And why is South African being ruled by the white man if 80 is black? I don't understand, because of when you go there.
I just told you that even law enforcement, like where I grew up, there were guns, like even drugs. Like
right?
The problem now.
You've been talking. The Airbnbs you stay at, the maids that clean up the Airbnbs are black South African women, right?
Yes.
Black South African women. When you go to the collocation, the slums, is majority of black South Africans, right?
Yeah.
So why do you guys channel that hate towards your? Matter of fact, it's not even only Nigerians you guys don't like. You don't like Zimbabweans, people from Zimbabwe. You don't like them.
Yes.
Too. Why?
Listen,
you
why?
Don't have hate in your heart?
No, listen. Then you asked me, and I'm gonna tell you. Usually, it's because those are the people we compete with usually, and that's the sad truth, obviously. However, some of the things and all that these ills are the circumstances of things that has happened before and things that are happening now. Obviously, a Zimbabwean and a Nigerian would come to South Africa and compete for resources with the South African. However, a lot of the problems that we talk about are there, and usually it's just that we are tunnel visions, or we just look at things from our own perspective. But yes, a lot of Nigerians would obviously be in conflict with black South Africans rather than white South Africans, because that's who you'd come here to compete with.
So what do you think about the Orania, the white only community? What do you think about that?
I don't like it, but honestly, that's like one acre farm.
You guys don't raise hell about that. Why are you raising hell about your own black brother coming from a different country? Hold on. If you have a country like South Africa, you have people like from Ghana coming in. The people that are going to be committing the crime are from people from Ghana, because now they're becoming part of the country. Like now, I'm in America. If I commit the crime, they'll be like, "Oh, he's Nigerian." I live in America. Where do you want me to commit crime? I'm going to commit crime in my neighborhood where I live. What do you guys say?
Hey, hold on real quick. We finna go to Gerard, man. What you gotta say, bro? What you think? What you think? What's going on?
Yeah, I think. Oh, sorry, man. I just look at this topic and I think maybe I shouldn't have even brought it back, because.
That's cool. That's cool. No, I'm talking about you. No, it's over it. I'm talking about the new guy came in. The new guys came in. Gerard.
Hey, what's going on, Coach? Can you hear me? I'm coming in clear.
Yeah, I can hear you clear. Yeah.
All right, man. You have a little static coming in, GMT.
I appreciate it. All right. Thanks for telling me.
Yeah. Just let you know. In regards to this topic, man, I came up just to give my piece on it, man. Unfortunately, yes, it is. What the brother from South Africa is saying is true in regards to at least the reputation. All of us can acknowledge that yes, Nigerians in the continent have a bad reputation. Here in the United States they don't. Nigerians are not
Oh,
known.
they do too. All over the world, bad reputation for Nigeria.
Well,
They tell you that.
Well, I say like as far as doing crime, so to
Right.
speak.
Right.
Nigerians,
Yeah.
Nigerians here in America have a totally different.
Definitely, I don't think so.
Yeah, they don't have that.
Go ahead, Jarrell. Go ahead.
I don't see it.
Go ahead, Jarrell. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's because the best and the brightest come over here. You know what I'm saying? And whereas being that Nigeria is the most populous African country in the continent, you know what I'm saying? Though it's no different than like what we have here in the United States with Latin America, right? You know what I mean? Like usually the criminal element, gets the most attention in a lot of these other countries. They become the face of it. No different than how Black Americans are viewed, here in the U.S., right? The criminal element of Black Americans end up being the face of Black Americans versus those of us who are
doctors and lawyers,
right, and professionals, and you know what I'm saying, even just regular trades people, you know what I'm saying, but what gets the attention is the gangsters, right? You know what I'm saying, and that's the most flashy and so on and so forth. I can attest to, as far as like in Kenya, because I've been to Kenya like 4 times over the past like 3 years. And I knew, a female friend of mine, she, had 2 apartments in Sokimau, and she had a lot of issues with, most of the time she was renting out to Nigerians, and it was always issues in regards to like them getting payment, so on and so forth. I mean, so much so that she just got out of it. She just got rid of her 2 units that she had. And because she wasn't able to make money off of it, and so when you have certain people, the locals coming in contact with this particular element of Nigerian citizens, that just becomes like what people just assume, you know what I mean, like hey, if you say you're Nigerian or you are Nigerian, you get discriminated against, even though that you have nothing to do with any of that. But like with all stereotypes, there is some truth to that stereotype. It's not like it's completely fiction. There is some truth, but unfortunately, the minority or those that fall into that group ends up painting the picture for the whole group, and that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's immune at the end of the day.
Yeah, I get your point. What I'm trying to say is like, I get your point. You're right, and Fila is right. But I'm saying, if that's happening, why are they still channeling that energy towards foreigners? Why can't be like, okay, if you are Nigerian, you commit a crime, you're gonna get punished for it. I'm not gonna blame every Nigerian and see like, oh, Nigerians, I hate Nigerians. That's a general statement to make. So if I see an African American and they steal my phone or something, I'll be like, oh, I hate African Americans. No. I'll be like, I hate that person, or hey, this is what the person did. Call the police for that person. You see a Nigerian selling drugs in the streets of South Africa, call the cops, arrest the person, have them deported back to Nigeria, or whatever you want to do. Don't just come here and try to make it seem like every Nigerian is this, is that. You guys are right. We are, at the end of the day, we are saying things on the same different spectrum. As a Nigerian myself, I can attest that we Nigerians, we do too much sometimes. I agree to that. But that doesn't give you the leverage to hate another person because of, I like to flex better than you. Like, it's just jealousy, man. I'm telling you. I'm trying to tell you, this whole thing is just jealousy and media propaganda. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean,
it's all good.
Go ahead.
Who came in just now? Cedar, or what's your name? Who just came in? What you got to say? CD. All right. What you got to say?
So first of all, GMT and Houston, you guys doing a very good job. I went to Kenya. I was there last month. So I spent 4 months in Kenya, right? So I work remotely. I live in New York, Harlem, Malcolm X Boulevard. So I'm originally from Liberia, right? And I work in finance. So basically, because of the Nigerian population, there are about over 200 million Nigerian population compared to any West African country. So because of the size of the population, it makes Nigerians to stand up wherever they go, right? And Nigerians in general are very productive, very smart. I would say probably they are one of the smartest people in this world. So when I went to Kenya, I was living at smart home. Maybe if you know smart home, and I used to be at smart home working remotely. Then sometime in the morning time, I would go to Yaya Center. So a lot of time people will approach me, "Are you Nigerian?" Then I would say, "No, I'm not Nigerian. I'm Liberian." I said, "Well, you have a problem, Nigerians?" So there was a lot of negativity behind the Nigerians, right? And I could see that.
I have
Right?
some statements on that.
So I could see that, right? And I met some Nigerian that travel, professional Nigerian that work remotely, that I met very smart. They do work for themselves. They work for South African company. They work for Nigerian company. And on the other side again, I met your Nigerians that, you know, will bring girls in the building, a smart home, and they will have gang bang, right? And one time I was in my apartment, I heard loud noise, it was heavy noise from one of the rooms. And my girl was with me, and she said, "Well, I hear this girl crying." So I went downstairs and met the security guy and told him that, well, it's a lady crying in the building, right, on 14th floor. And they got to find out that was 5 Nigerian guys with this girl. But I won't say that they were raping her because she accepted to go into this guy apartment. So because of few guys that go around and do something like that, they tend to give bad image to Nigeria, right?
Right.
So I'm Liberian. So when you see me, you'll see that I'm Nigerian. I have a lot of Nigerian friends. I went to school in Nigeria. I went to Baruch College, where there's immigrant school. Like a lot of Nigerians, Ghanaians, Cameroonian. I even met Cameroonian in in uh, in Kenya. But when you see Cameroonian, when you see Liberian, when you see Ghanaian, everybody think that it's Nigerian, right? So that issue is there. But because of the size of the population, I would think it's because of the size of the Nigerian population, people tend to put all the negativity on the Nigerian. But on the investment side, I went to Kenya just to go see how the whole thing looks like. But first of my investment, I was focusing on West Africa, in Cote d'Ivoire, in Guinea, right? Because of those contracts, I was able to invest in Abidjan or Yopougon. I had a building there. Then I took the money from there and invested in Kenya. I think Kenya, every African should try to visit Kenya. Kenya is a very beautiful place. When I went, I was able to buy like 4 apartments in Kenya. I bought 3 in Kilimani, then I bought 1 in Westlands. Okay, the 3 buildings in Kilimani, there's Juma building right opposite Yaya Center. I bought 2 studios over there. And there's another one that I bought from Polaris building. So that's what I have to say. Nigerians in general, they are very smart, but there are very few people that give me bad image to the Nigerians, and which is not cool. My mentor in New York City is Nigerian. If you go to Harlem Hospital, every black medical doctors that you see, whether they are all Nigerians and Ghanaians, right? So that's what I have to say.
Let me
But
just
thank you guys very much, GMT. What's the name again? GMT, right? You guys doing a very good job to show Africa out there. For people to have the courage to go to Africa to invest. People should focus more on investment because right now Kenya is a hot kid. So if you able to buy an apartment in Kenya, like what I did in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, in 5 years from now, you really get a better return. But this is
let
all I
me
have to say.
say
Thank you.
something about the perception of Nigerians in Kenya. I think it started in 2020. We didn't have any problems with Nigerians in Kenya. I think we don't have any in any regards. We don't have any. I think it's just the media. I think during 2020, during the lockdown, there was this guy who was doing COVID shows on, not shows, but COVID stories on Instagram. And I think there was a story about Nigerian, and what I don't even remember what was going on, but I think it is just something that came about, but I don't think it's that prevalent.
Yeah.
I've been to Kenya in about 5 years, but I wouldn't say that you would have like a experience with Nigerians and bad experience in Kenya, but I think just a few and the media, they just but I would say that I realize that Nigerians tend to kind of sell out themselves in the media, and that kind of gets them a bad name. So they don't think keep things private.
I
Also,
don't think, yeah, no, I don't think the media, because we're trying to put everything on the media, because at the time when I went to Nairobi, this Nigerian guy, he killed this girl and butchered her and cut her into pieces. That was the time I went, April 14, I went to Nigeria, in Nairobi, April 14. So when I speak to any girl on Tinder, they will say, "Are you Nigerian? Are you Nigerian?"
Yeah.
So
I remember that story. I
right.
remember.
Excuse me. You can keep going. I just want to interject real quick. Yeah, Nairobi girls. I can tell you, I date one, but they haven't forgot that shit, bro. What are you talking about? Is serious? Like that one thing that happened. The girls in Kenya, I mean, they'll still rock with you, but they never forgot that though. But you go ahead. I just want to say that because I'm here right now.
So on this guy, he killed this girl, beautiful girl. How can you sleep with someone and butcher her like that? Unbelievable. So on Tinder, when I posted my profile, I have over like 100 girls coming over to me, like all over the place. But for me, I don't like to go around. So I was able to at least have one girl with me at the 4 months that I was there. So, and she was the one that was still with me, because usually I would start work in Kenya time at 4 o'clock p.m. That's 9 o'clock in New York City. So I will work from 4 to 3 a.m. So most of the time we'll hang out, we'll go out over the weekend. But in the morning time, I'll spend most of my time in Yaya Center. I'll go to the coffee shop, hang out, go to all the nice restaurant, very cheap, very cheap. And I met a lot of cool Nigerians, man. Even if you know Smart Home, just go to Smart. It's a brand new building. The building just finished. So I met a lot of cool Nigerians, but there's a few young guys, very young, and even when I was in the building, people that were smoking weed in our building were Nigerians specifically. So I don't have no hard feelings when I have Dotrum, I have Augustine and Anaku, I have Sam, a lot of Nigerian friends I went to school with.
Wait, City, are you Nigerian? Are you Nigerian, City?
No, I'm Liberian. I'm Liberian.
Yeah,
I'm from Liberia.
Hey, my West African brother.
Yeah. I'm Liberian. So mostly when you see me, you think I'm Nigerian. So even one time I was going to Yaya Center, and they had a group of police officers in a car. I was walking with my girl going to Yaya Center, and those guys, they stopped me. When he stopped me, then he asked me. At that time, they have arrested some Nigerians and Somalis and some Chinese. So, and they asked me, "Where are you from?" Then I said, "Well, I'm originally from Liberia, but I live in New York." Then he said, "What is your ID?" Then I took out my driver license and give it to the New York driver license. And they said, "Well, we need your passport." So I sent my girl back to Airbnb to pick up my passport. When my passport came, and they said, "Well, are you?" I said, "Are you Nigerian?" I said, "But why would you ask me if I'm Nigerian? Look me my passport, because in the U.S. passport, if you are not born in America, they will show the origin of your country. They have Liberian by birth, U.S. citizen, whatever. But I'm Liberian.
Yeah, it's fun. It's funny you said that. When I went to Cape Town, when I gave the man my passport, he saw from Nigeria, and he kind of gave me a bad look.
Right. So I would even want to identify myself with Nigerian, but for the fact that people call me Nigerian. But I got tired defending Nigeria in Kenya, but everybody was kind of a little afraid of me, And I met this cool dude. This guy is a controller. He's a controller for one of the old corporate company. And the guy, and myself were really friends. He and I would go to we will go to Yaya Center, we'll sit down together and have coffee and work remotely. Who doesn't want to identify yourself with Nigerian? These are the smartest people in the world. If wherever you go, I live in New York City. I know how smart Nigerians are. But for
Yeah, they're
some
super smart.
reason, there are very few
and see,
people that make
don't
Nigeria
forget,
look so bad.
don't forget, Nigerians. We dominated entertainment, fashion.
No. It's not because I'm not. That's not from that perspective I'm looking at. I'm in finance, right? Finance and accounting. So when I took my CPA exam, this Nigerian guy, he took books. At that time, we were listening to video to watch the lecture and try to take this certified public accounting test and all of that. This guy passed his CPA within 2 months. Just read a book from a book. Very smart guy. Every Nigerian that I met, even the company that I work for right now, we were only 2 black guys that were working for this company. Izzy and myself, he's Nigerian. But later he left. I'm the only, probably black guy working for that company right now. So whatever company that I have good, whether PwC, KPMG, Coach, or Deutsche Cabana, whatever I have gone to work, I've met Nigerians.
I think if you keep talking about this social and racial things, gonna keep going in circles. Let's just talk about something more lighthearted, though. But I get where you're coming from.
Lighthearted, yeah, man. Hey, back to the
population size. Because of the population,
we on somebody's channel.
GNT wherever you go.
Yeah, GNT travel.
Yeah, it's all good. We get that. We get that, man. But
yeah.
But back to either women partying or investments.
Let's talk about
somebody
food,
tell me something.
Food. Who has
who has the best food now? Who has the best food in Africa?
Nigeria.
South Africa.
Talk about
nah.
Tanzania.
Nah, nah.
Tanzania.
I can't agree with that, bro. I don't know about that, bro.
Nigeria?
You saying they have the best food in Africa?
Nigeria. I'm gonna tell you, if you try Nigerian food, I'm telling you, man, we got the best.
Really?
I would say Tanzania is one of the best.
I haven't tried that, so I can't say.
Also, Ethiopian is good.
No, Ethiopian food.
No, I don't like Ethiopia.
No,
actually, I haven't been. I was lying there. I haven't tried Ethiopian actually.
But I would say food wise, I say Tanzania, South Africa, and Nigeria. I think for real, because it's a restaurant in Dubai I go to. It's in Kenya too. It's a Nigerian restaurant. I've got the name of it. That shit tastes so good. So y'all up there. I said between you, Tanzania, and South Africa with food wise.
They eat raw meat in Ethiopia. Is that true?
Yeah, they do have that kind of thing. I think it's one of the thing they pick up from war. I think they had a war with some other culture.
I'm good on that now.
But it's not for everyone.
Hold on. Can y'all name some foods that people should eat and try in your country that you're from and African country that you like?
You know,
the country that you're from and the country you like.
GMT, right? In Africa, we actually share the kind of similar food everywhere, though. Like for example, jollof rice. Every country cook jollof rice in a different.
There's pilau in Kenya, which is spiced rice. Yeah.
It's called what? Pilau.
Pilau. That is kind of jollof. With that different twist.
Something I noticed too, you said it about this GMT. It seems like West African is more expensive than East African and South African.
What? What? That's why I'm here, bro. I went to Ghana. That shit was expensive as hell, bro. Ghana expensive, bro.
Yeah, and Ghana, I heard Ghana. They say Ghana act like Americans, man. When it comes to like.
No. I'm pretty rich. When I went to Ghana, bro, that's the first African country I've been to where they turned me around over dress code. When I went there, the prices is like America.
I think it's because for Ghana, it's because of the IMF. They had to implement because I think they default. The IMF messed up the country, but it's a cool country.
No, I don't think
it's peaceful but expensive.
Yeah, it's the IMF. These Western countries, especially this currency thing, it's bad.
No, I don't think it's IMF. West Africa in general, I'm West African, but Ivory Coast, Abidjan is even more expensive than
it's still IMF. I've been.
No.
Hey, you read my mind. I was about to say the same thing. I went there for a month, bro. It's expensive, bro. I know.
No, Abidjan. I went to Sene. If you go to Sene over the weekends, that's on the beach part of Abidjan. You'll spend probably $400 or $500 over the weekend.
Jesus Christ.
In Nairobi.
The crazy thing.
In Nairobi, if you spend $100 anywhere, bro, I'm telling you, you're compared to New York. I'm telling you, man.
So Nairobi with Kenya, actually, I'm shocked. Me too. It's been expensive.
GMT. I have a question for you guys. CJ and GMT. How much do you think you need for like a 2 weeks vacation or 3 weeks vacation in Nairobi.
In Nairobi, vacation. It depends what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? It depends.
Turning up every weekend.
Every weekend. So you can buy a bottle in Nairobi for like $60, $70. So $150 a bottle, like. Oh, no, you know the real liquor cost. I mean, when I'm Africa, I get like Black Label. I get like Black Label or probably Black Label Club. But the Hennessy be around the same price, but it's cheaper though. It's like $100. So about $20 in the club a night, bro. You gonna do good. 2 bottles, you be alright. Cause like in Kenya, I'll be with you. People not really flexing though, bro. Like you go to Gemini.
I like
you get a bottle and chill. Like it's not like even honestly, even in Kenya, Nairobi, the Nigerians they don't want to flex in the most on a regular, but in general, the culture out here is not really flex. The culture is drink.
I'm Nigerian.
You're right, yeah. But you know, but you know, right in America we flex too. But I feel like in outside of America, Nigerians they carry a torch and they know flexing. But in America they know we flex. But in Kenya, the girls want to have a real good time. They don't really care about that. It's not like that's why I love Kenya, bro. It's like they got clubs, but they want you to have a bottle so they can drink. They don't want you to have a bottle to show off. In America, the bottle's for showing off.
In Kenya,
they want the bottle because they want to drink the bottle. They want to get drunk. They don't want the bottle to show off. They want the bottle to get drunk in Kenya.
In terms of drinking and socially between Kenya and South Africa, Nairobi, Kenya and South Africa, who do you think have more vibe when it comes to like they drink the most, they know how to like have fun, like serious fun, you know?
I would give it more to Kenya because South Africa is more like America. So I mean, I'm being honest because South Africa to me, when I go to South Africa, to me it's just like America. It's dangerous like America. They flex like America, but in Kenya, they drink to have a good time. Like they're not. They remind me more. And that's how in America. That's how we act in college. They like in college we used to drink and have a good time. Bob, it wasn't about money. It wasn't about showing off. It was just about this. You just want to vibe and just have a great time. And I feel like Kenya in general, it's exception, but in general that's the vibe out here. Like people just drink and have a good time. They're not on like flexing. Like they don't care. The girls don't care about that shit. They want to dance. They want to get drunk. They don't care about. I mean, it's cool if you popping bottles. It's cool, but they don't care. They want to get drunk.
Yeah, usually.
And that's how it was in college.
Women in Kenya, they aren't too much with the money thing. Not the money thing, but they just like to relax. They like to chill. They just like to have a good time, as you said. I wanted to ask you. I just forgot. But anyways, go ahead. The next person.
Yeah, I just want to say by volume, because SAB InBev, which is like now the largest beer manufacturer or distributor, South Africa is leading by far by volume in Africa. Also, last year by revenue and by volume, Hennessy, South Africa was dead after USA and China. I was surprised that China was second after USA by sales of Hennessy. So
South Africa in Kenya we do have our own. In Africa we don't exactly drink, labels, unfortunately. If you go to rural areas, they cook their own stuff. So we don't actually obviously South Africa is gonna be on top of that. But
no, South Africa do go hard though. No, South Africa goes hard. I'm just saying the only thing difference between I just feel like South Africa. When I think of South Africa, I just think that South Africa is exactly like America. It's the same thing as America. Kenya is more like Kenya just act like how we act in college, but South Africa, yeah, they get drunk too. They go real hard too. But just in Kenya, it is more like a college vibe. In college, we just didn't care about showing off. We just drunk to have a good time. That's the only difference. But in South Africa, they do get drunk though. They go hard in South Africa too. I feel like hard Africa drinking is Kenya, South Africa, and Uganda. Uganda too though, but I don't want to feel Uganda. But South Africa, they have to go hard too in drinking.
Let me ask something, Phila. Phila, have you been outside of South Africa, and how would you compare it to South Africa?
No, but I haven't been outside. All I'm just a nerd actually, because I read a lot, so I know like the numbers that when you check the volumes, and even with cars, because for instance, South Africa sells 1.2 million cars, and over half of those were sold in South Africa last year. And actually, so when you look at the official numbers like that, South Africa will dominate. However, as you said, that people will brew their own beer at home. So AB InBev would not calculate that. So they probably will miss a lot of volume that is being sold.
How about I do like South Africa about the high schools. I think they go hard on that. Did you like your high school experience? How do you think it was special to you?
Yeah, well, high school, it's very segregated depending where you are. Because for instance, you can get like very, let's say, a first world level experience.
No, I'm saying about let's talk about fun, and let's not talk about luxury. Let's talk about fun and how our students are. Are they,
Hey, it's the culture, man. The thing is, you see, right now in 2024, it's very different than back in 2004 or in 2005. I went to high school between 06 and 2010, and then I feel like guys would date, and even like some would be smoking and all that. But now I feel
tell
like
us,
social media and
how about like the soul of South Africa? What do you think like South Africa we don't get about South Africans?
South Africans like to be happy though. They like to dance and play music a lot. And I know here, obviously, I've been discussing with the guy to Africa and all of that, and saying that South Africans envy of Nigerians. But on average, South Africans would be receptive of anyone who's closer to them, because they like to enjoy life. And a lot of, on average, a South African wouldn't even, let's say, a flexing lifestyle be exposed to that on, let's say, an average South African.
Definitely music
for that flexing lifestyle.
I do like South African music.
I feel like
yeah.
Nigerians have to be blamed.
So that's a culture. You see, music and dance is definitely something that's embedded in our culture in South Africa.
In terms of dancing, I'll give it to South Africa. They
how about
they know how to have a good time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I say in music too, because if you look at our catalog, it's very, very diverse. Like obviously,
Amapiano is very good. Definitely, Amapiano is. I do like Amapiano. I like Umkomboti. I don't know how to say it, but I do listen to South African music a lot. And me as a Kenyan, I appreciate South Africa.
Right? In all of Africa, South Africa are the most liberal when it comes to like laws. Like for example, weed is legal in South Africa. Homosexuality is illegal in South Africa. So they are very open-minded people compared to other African countries. That's one thing I like about them.
Yeah. And I think you explained that better, because that's what I was trying to say with the culture, the difference between 2004 and 2024, that even in schools now.
Tell us about South Africa. Like, is it between like Xhosa and these tribes? Is there like friction? Is there like tribalism? This is a thing. I just started questioning.
A little bit.
Answered.
Zulus were quite very adventurous, because even with Shaka Zulu, because obviously it was tribes before, it wasn't like a subgroup, let's say within Nguni people, like Zulus being a super tribe like they are right now. There is a show on Showmax which is Shaka Ilembe. So it shows that before Zulus, all the sub-tribes were divided. They were like living on their homelands, divided, and then Shaka Zulu conquered them and to try and unite them to make them a super tribe, of which that's how Zulus became of how they are right now. Within the Nguni tribe, so Zulus are Nguni, and within the Nguni we also have Xhosa, Ndebele, and Swazi, or from Swaziland, like Swati, Amaswati. So we share similar languages, even like the phenotype, the body features, and
Okay.
all. Even the culture.
How about education in high school? What do you learn about other countries?
We don't learn a lot though, and it's really sad because that's we'd rather. I remember during my time we learned about world wars, Hitler, and all of that. When it's
You guys learned about all that, like in
yes, we
is it
didn't
high
even
school
learn
or
about South
primary school?
African in high school.
Okay. Yeah,
We didn't even learn about South African culture like that. We only learned about the apartheid and colonial history, not like Black Bantu history. So
That's crazy. Yeah, I think
yeah.
we have a bit of difference on that. We did learn a lot of African cultures. South Africa. If you go to random Kenyan, they know about Nigeria,
Yes.
South Africa, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and
Yeah.
also abroad.
I assume they know much better than we do here because we learned a lot about colonialism rather than our African customs and culture.
We don't learn that actually. It's like we do learn that, but just very limited. Ours is more positive. Unfortunately,
Sure.
it is very different.
Yeah. Oh, another thing is because I remember. Oh, I know that they were. So he was talking about traveling through South Africa with the top 3 cities being Durban, Cape Town, and Joburg. I just wanted to highlight that because if there's a lot of other cities in between that people might miss, and the country is very diverse.
I do know
I'd
Nasty
say
C.
that. Or you talk about music, yeah, he's hip hop.
He's from Durban, I think.
Durban.
I think I learned Durban from Nasty C. We listen to Nasty C's music a lot in high school. In my high school, though, but I don't know about other high schools.
I was actually born in Durban, and actually a cousin of mine introduced me to him because he was his friend, and I was like, I didn't know that he was gonna blow up like that. So
yeah,
he's from
that's cool. You know him.
Where my uncle is from.
That's crazy.
Yeah, in south of Durban, in Ilovo. That's where he's from, and I also lived there for a while in that township or in that.
Yeah, we listen to a lot of South African hip hop in Kenya because we don't have a good hip hop scene in Kenya. We do have, but it's very small. So we listen to a lot of South African musicians, also American. So both. I think in Africa, hip hop is mostly very good in South Africa. So that's very nice.
Yeah, and our music is quite diverse too, though, because
very
diverse. Yes.
Pillar. Yeah, so I called in. I've been listening ever since I dropped out. So I don't like to. You notice that when the conversations was a pity party, I had to drop out. But I like how you came back with like numbers and facts, and I can tell that you do a lot of research. So I would like to connect with you because I'm someone who do a lot of research as well about the continent, economy, socio dynamics of the continent, where to invest, the African stocks. I know a lot. I know about many African companies, and I like the fact that you were touching on the brewery, the volume of alcohol. You were touching on a lot of things, the cars, which each is facts. I know those numbers. But where can I can be in touch with you? I don't want to lose you because maybe after this life I might never.
Let me just say about the statistics.
In touch with you.
This statistics might give you a very different perception on what is it on the ground. Actually, what is it on the ground is mostly because of the wealth lies on the land. So land usually is one of the important aspects in social economic. So
CJ, I am aware of the stats in Africa.
I'm not going to bring up South Africa. I'm not going to bring up South Africa.
No. Yeah, but listen to my point. I agree with you because most African countries don't have accurate stats. I'm very aware of that. And even South Africa doesn't always have accurate stats. I mean, we're not a developed country. But on average, African countries don't have accurate stats. But I guess the numbers sometimes it is what you have to work with, right?
True, yeah.
Yeah, I think numbers give us an indication sometimes.
I never rely on numbers about anything. Yeah. If you look at Australia, so in Australia they had this thing about African gangs. They say Africans, and on the media they portray that. But if you look at the statistics, African there was no African gangs. It was just a very small criminals, black criminals, which accounted for like 5%. Those South Sudanese a bit, but it was only 5% of the whole criminal thing. But they labeled it African gangs and gave it a whole perception that Africans in Australia or communicating. So I never look at statistics anymore because mostly it's a Western thing about Africa. They
CJ,
twisted everything.
But also the statistics get skewed when I think countries like America, Australia, they've got one of the most accurate stats because they've got developed systems. I mean, let me give you an example. Do you think Goma, the northeast of Congo now, which is in war, you think there's actual data how many people are losing their lives? They know.
The statistics in my case, it doesn't matter about anything.
No, brother. We have
it does matter,
we have to be honest about these things. There's obviously in developed countries where the systems work, there's people who can manipulate the numbers for their own agenda. But the systems in place are there that works to produce the data. That's the difference, and that's just what I'm trying to say. Pilar, please, you need to give me where I can stay in touch with you if you don't mind, brother, before I drop out. Please, man.
I wouldn't do that, Pilar. That guy is not trustworthy.
Pilar, to African, I'm talking to Pilar, man. I'm not talking to you, brother. Pilar, like, where can I stay in touch with you? Like, anywhere, man. Even if you don't have to give me your actual contact, where I can chat with you in a private.
Yeah, he can drop his email or Instagram.
Email, yeah. You can just drop the email. I don't think.
Yeah, you can even. Pilar, you can even.
He'll drop the email. He'll drop the email for you right there.
Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, brother.
I bless.
To African, why are you bothered when I'm asking? Why does it bother you when I'm asking a South African to contact him? Why did you have to say?
It's from Quebec. You see, it's not from South Africa. It's from Quebec. You see?
Who?
Fila, right? Fila says from Quebec, right?
He's born in Durban, I think.
I was born in South Africa. I haven't been out of the country yet.
Where are you from? Where are your parents from?
Hila, GMT.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I don't see.
It's all good, man. It's 3 hours, but we're gonna give everybody time to give the last statement. Where they from? Tell everybody your social media, where to reach you, your email, and we're gonna close out. Everybody get the closing statement.
Oh yeah. Let me just start. I like because I've been following you, GMT, since I'd say since when? Since when you dropped your first video, the one where you were like it was a real living party in Nairobi.
Oh man, that was a long time. That was like 4 years ago. Oh man, appreciate you. You've been around.
Yeah, bro. So I'd say that what I like is you choosing and also even investing, because it means that you are just putting your footprint and investing in Africa now, since you've bought property in Kenya. And I heard that you said you were planning on maybe even in future buying somewhere in South Africa. So yeah, bless up, man.
Hey man, I appreciate it, man. I'm just trying to show people like an open-minded, because in America they don't teach about Africa. So I try to just show people a well-rounded versus everybody. I want them to know how they think in South Africa, how they think in Kenya, how they think in Nigeria. I just want people to understand, because for us in the U.S. they don't really show us nothing or teach us nothing about Africa. So for us it's a learning curve. So we learn as we go. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to show people just to be open-minded and just learn and just try to grow. You know what I'm saying? And show love and invest everywhere you go at, especially in Africa.
Yeah.
Show love to your brother, Lozi.
It's cool, man. But with to you, to African, I'm gonna say that this thing of South Africa versus Nigeria is very complex, and I feel like.
Did you see what happened the other day? Hold on. Did you see what happened the other day with the Uber and Bolt?
Yeah.
Who started
I remember it was very funny.
Who started it?
South Africans. I remember.
Yeah, you pick up a fight, you can't fight. Why are you picking up a fight with Nigerians? Let me tell you something.
Okay, let's leave it at that.
Let's the final statement. We're not fighting the final statement.
Sorry, man, what you've been doing in our country for years, so live with that one. You gotta live with it.
No, I wasn't trying to,
it was friendly.
bring up a
No,
fight.
he can fuck off, man. You are nicer than me, man. He
Nigerians
can go
each
fuck
other.
himself.
Listen,
I don't give a damn.
Nigerians and South Africans, we all love each other. We're just having a friendly competition.
No,
man. Now it's turning to something else.
We don't have to go there.
Huh?
No,
Like, you are nicer than me, man. I'm more aggressive and I don't give a damn, bro.
It's all love, man. All love for all my African.
It's all love, man. Closing statements, love.
Listen.
Okay, Jim,
let people know where they can reach you.
Let me just
let everybody know they can reach you at. Yeah, they don't know reach you at. Yo, you got a YouTube channel, you got an Instagram, got a Facebook. Where people can reach you?
Oh, me? I don't do it. Look, my account is very private. I just call in like this on your show. I wish I call in again, GMT. Your show is cool.
Let me ask you something.
GMT, let me just close.
The women
let them finish.
To African, you are a bug. You are a Nigerian. I don't like talking to Nigerians. Look, GMT, here's the thing, bro. Yeah. I appreciate what you're doing for Kenya. And even what you did for South Africa, but I think Kenya is underrated, and I appreciate what you're doing, and I appreciate the positive spirit, bro. And I think Kenya, it's one of those countries that are it's very humble. The people there are very calm, and I think they will go far with that spirit. But what I like about Kenya is that the government has done actually started with the government of Uhuru Kenyatta. Maybe CJ might have a different view because it's his country. But what I like is that they've done some foundation in trying to push tech in Kenya, which is commendable, and I would like to see many African countries moving to advance in tech. I think Kenya has got a culture of trying to advance in Kenya, and they're trying to build their economy to a service-based economy, which I think the future of Kenya in that regard will be very well. So, peace, brother. But I like your channel and keep the positive spirit going.
Keep it going. Appreciate it. Bless, man. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you so much.
All love from my side to all the African brothers, man. Either you're black, from America, or you're in Africa, man. We are all black. Forget about all the divisive tactics they're using against us. We got to come together, man. We got to come together.
You're right. So I'm too African. Can you let everybody know if you have a YouTube channel or Instagram, or how can people reach you, or like,
No, I'm just.
What you got going on?
I'm just out in the space, man. Hey, whenever I'm going to Kenya, I'm gonna hit you up, man. Whenever I pull up to Nairobi, I'm gonna hit you up, GMT.
Hit me up, man. Especially here. Oh, I got an email, but my Instagram is GMT _ travel life.
I think I DM'd you on Instagram. Check my DM. I was about coming to
Nairobi. All right. Hit me again, so I know, man. But appreciate you, man.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Yeah, listen, I'm gonna say one thing on GMT though. I feel like the way your space is right now, even I know you're getting bigger. By this time next year, you're gonna be through the roof. I think you should keep this culture of letting people can come in and just talk, and you know what I'm saying. I like the vibe where people could just come in and just let things out.
Yeah, man. Because last night we had some British dudes, some black American, not some black American, I mean some black British dudes on here last night talking. I feel like I just want to be a space where like black dudes can just talk to each other one-on-one, and I'm not picking no sides. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not for this, that. I'm letting everybody come through and just talk everything out in peace in a safe environment.
That's what's up, my brother.
All right, man. Holla.
All right, bet.
What's up? So CJ here. My Instagram is 1 second. It's call.cher. So Shah call.Shah_. So the Shah is CHER. So nice to meet you guys. Thanks a lot, GMT. I've been watching your lives, and it's my first time here. And I like your vlogs. Enjoy Kenya. That's awesome.
Appreciate it. I'll be around. We'll link up one day, man. This is my second home, man. Appreciate it. We will definitely link up sometime, man.
Definitely. Welcome to Kenya. Welcome to Nairobi. Enjoy your time. I watch your vlogs and I like them. So thanks a lot. Nice to meet you all in the chat, and I'll see you next time.
All right, next time, man. All right.
All right, GMT, man, you're doing an extremely good job, man. It was because of you I went to Kenya. And when I went to Kenya, South Africa was in my plan because I have a friend of mine that lives in South Africa. So she wanted me to invest there. Then when I got to Kenya, I changed my whole perspective, of Kenya. So I invested a lot in Kenya. And because of that Nigerian stigma that was on me, I couldn't move around that much. So I used to spend most of the time, in my apartment or go to the center, not to risk my investment to get into trouble. But thank you guys very much, man. You and Austin, you guys do an extremely good job. Especially you. You want to invest it. That's a huge thing. So thank you very much. Okay.
Hey, appreciate you. Good. Hey, if we ever in Kenya at the same time, bro, we definitely gonna hang out, bro. I'm gonna show you Kenya with me, bro. You good? You and me, you good out here, Playboy.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not a social media person. I don't have any kind of YouTube channel, but this is my first time
Yeah,
coming to someone's show, so I
yeah.
most of the time stay home working. Right. Mhm.
All right, man. Bless up,
Okay.
man. Be safe.
All right. Take care. Bye.
All right, everybody, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the show, man. We brought everybody together, man. If y'all didn't know about South Africa and Nigeria, you know what I'm saying? It's a vibe, man. You know what I'm saying? I love Kenya, I love South Africa. It's a vibe, man. Until next time, holla, 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 holla.